Well,
Keep it
we're
playing. I
live.
don't give a fuck.
Okay.
We do this anyway.
I learned about this guy.
We
I had
stayed up
seen
too
him
late
on
last night
YouTube
and drank
sometimes,
too much.
but Dylon really
How
wanted to
about
get him
you?
on the show.
I
Among
probably
others
honestly
that he was trying to
did
get
drink
on,
a little
and said that he
too much
never
last night
responded.
myself,
Too many
maybe.
donuts.
Definitely not
And
too
then
many
what's his
donuts. I
next
didn't even
soundbite?
have
So
one.
the next soundbite is actually at the event where he's sitting on a panel and you see Sally Cohn, the lesbian whom you
What
debated.
do you...
Lesbian!
You can't have it.
So did I know?
It's mine. You can't have it.
You're-
No, you're supposed to hide. And oh wow, made in.
Dylon
Okay.
made a scene again.
Oh my
And
god.
apparently it was here. So
Apparently
Dylon
it was
Ooh.
here.
went on the Q&A and is asking Kyle, hey, I heard that
The
Ann
Roach.
Coulter backed out with you,
Yeah.
which sucks.
Logan
but
lifted.
We need to make a
I've
Nightwish
invited
parody.
you 5 times at least to the
You know the
Jesse
song
Peterson
Wishmaster?
show, so we
And me, the
debate
Roach
him,
Master. Yeah.
And then
the
Kyle
Roach
says,
Master.
well, I invited him. Not like
He
that.
thought that was,
because I
a
invited
dumb
him,
idea,
and
but
he
that's just him, though.
declined.
Me?
He said no.
No,
That's
he
what they
did.
say.
Oh well, because he
And everybody's
doesn't
like, "Whoa!"
appreciate
fucking narrow-minded.
comedy and satire and fucking
Wow,
music.
why?
Like,
Metal T, I'm right here. Ah. You heard me as a disembodied voice.
yeah. What I'm showing him right
In the
now is the
background.
Jordan Peterson thing.
Or the
When,
Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah,
Or-
because Jesse Lee Peterson is supposedly been challenging Kyle Kulinski to a debate. Got that amazing. And yeah, so there's just this whole big thing, and I guess Jesse called Kyle out, and now Kyle's calling Jesse out. So now there might be a debate between these two, and that will be really interesting because Jesse Lee Peterson, I just want to let you know, Jesse Lee Peterson, that Donald Trump is the great white hope. Liberals
No,
are the
Trump
children.
is-
No, liberals are the children of the lie, and this is shit he says, dude. Like,
oh, fuck.
oh, dude, can we hold up? Like, we gotta just listen to some of Jesse Lee Peterson just alone.
Is it that funny?
Oh my god.
Oh, man. The face of Big Seltzer, I like that's just hilarious.
The face of Seltzer exposed. Jesse Lee Peterson. Ah! Oh god. Oh god. No.
Wait.
No. Oh no.
Oh,
No.
Jesus Christ.
No. No.
Oh,
No.
my God.
No. 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 Fuck you.
8,000 subscribers.
All of those people, don't have a brain anymore. They took the DMT. And this is what happened.
The DMT.
Stalin took the DMT. Mao took the DMT. Here we go.
Freddie Mercury took the DMT.
Gavin McInnes
I'm not
spoke
giving
to
it.
a guy named Jesse Lee Peterson. Now, Jesse is a black conservative, and listen, he's just a living caricature.
Well,
now, if you
in this case,
after this clip,
let's
you
not
won't
have
think
it
that.
through Kyle, but maybe we should just watch him unfiltered.
I've tried out. Let's look.
In America, does racism exist? Absolutely not. And
That's pretty unfiltered to me. He just is absolutely not.
Wait, whoa! It's a made-up word. What about the picture?
A made-up word.
With the German shepherds and the black guy, the civil rights movement, and the cops, and the guy like that.
Well, that's because you were having protests. Whenever you could have a protest today, and if people go out of control, you're gonna see the same thing. It was just a protest, and you're hearing this from a man. I grew up in Alabama. I grew
The
up under
antidote.
Jim Crow laws.
The antidote to the great white lie.
Wait, I want to hear the measure of his absurdity.
Yeah, just put it on the big screen.
There was a law that was brought about by the
No one's going
Democrats.
to see a my
And
table.
they brought that
It's already in.
passed it
It's
and
turned on.
separated people
Okay,
by
cool.
law.
Yeah.
But yet, most blacks and whites got along. They knew that all white people were not against black people. It was a law, and people just obeyed
So
the
there
law
was
at the
a
time.
little bit of
And
even
when I was
even his
growing up,
point
I
is
had to pick cotton.
self-contradictory.
The guys were taking out.
You were born on a plantation.
Have you ever picked cotton?
No, sir.
You have not lived until you pick cotton.
I told you, dude, this guy's absurd.
It's fun to pick cotton. It's fun.
Oh God!
It makes a man out of
And I
it.
fucking hate
It makes a man out of you. It makes a man out of you to pick some cotton.
I feel good, nigga, man. So I pick cotton. Yeah, I was fucked up.
Oh my God, you went all the way. You just went full ham. Oh man. Wow. Well, yep,
Hell
that
yeah.
is Jesse Lee Peterson. He literally thinks that it makes a man out of you to pick some cotton. Racism is a made-up word. And he is literally the most Uncle Tom of Uncle Toms I've ever seen in my entire life.
So he's more. Who's that guy from the Boondocks?
It's my
Forgot
brother
his name.
who won at pool last night. Today I watched Bong. Seeing you haven't answered it, me buckle. Oh, really? I'll have to check it out then.
It's a weird coincidence. We were playing pool last night.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they know.
Not for very long.
You only played one game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
it takes forever to coax these lazy stoners to get anywhere.
it coax, dude. I would have been there way before. Like, it's fucking him, dude. I swear.
It is. It is him.
I'm at least way more, like, I'm at least willing to, like, he just, like, never shuts
Gets
up.
into, like, long, drawn-out conversations.
God, and they get fucking annoying, like, half the time. It's like, dude.
We've heard this before. Man.
Oh my God, this guy's fucking retarded, too.
Sega, or Sagas of the Warrior King.
Yeah, dude, this guy, like, here. Socialism kills a bajillion people a day.
I think he's a troll.
That guy is. But guess what? He said, so is abortion. And obviously his comment got deleted, I guess. Oh, no, here it is. Abortion does. Here's what I said. Abortions don't kill people. They kill clumps of cells inside women's uteruses.
That's
That's literally factually correct. Like, every sense of that statement is factually correct.
and also, like, when people say, oh, it's so horrible when you're committing abortion, it's like,
No,
you
you're
might
not.
as well be, like, fucking, you might as well be a fucking genocidal murderer for washing your hands then, because you're killing all that bacteria and scraping it off.
And all the surface layer of cells on your skin, too.
Oh, don't shower, don't wash, because you're killing life.
Yeah.
But they're never, and like all those assholes who were the pro-life
Ave
people.
Satanas, Regum Omnium.
Always Satanas. But yes.
Do you stone your unruly children to death? What about Venezuela? Dude, I love how the left is now starting to see the absurdity of this whole argument against socialism. I love it.
About Venezuela?
What about Venezuela? Cuba, North Korea,
Like
Iran.
those are the most extreme. I don't even know if Iran's a communist country. I don't.
It
think
doesn't
they
matter.
are.
Logic doesn't apply. Rationality
But I
doesn't
mean,
apply.
like,
Need not
Those
apply.
are the most extreme cases of socialism. That's pure socialism, which I'm against.
What about Uruguay? just name random absurd socialist countries. Pol Pot, Mao, the Soviet Unions.
Don't get me started on the Soviet Union.
Don't even get me started on Stalin. Just gets super intense, like over here in this corner. I mean, but for real though, that's like how they act. It's like, do you think the argument of socialism doesn't work?
Well,
Cuba, Venezuela,
you just have
this
a-
doesn't work
You
to
just
me.
have a modest argument.
It's a
like,
non-argument.
hey, maybe we should actually have the tax dollars benefit people and pay for infrastructure, education, and healthcare. Socialist! Oh my god! Just like,
God, you
just like, dude, what the fuck? Whoa! I went from 0 to 1. Or
Yeah.
I went from 0 to like 10,000.
Yeah,
and
you
just,
know,
like,
yeah. My pops likes
straw
to.
man.
Yeah, my dad always pulls the fucking straw man. Socialism doesn't work.
like,
Really? You're gonna make that argument when it hasn't even been 100% completely fully implemented yet. It's only been implemented
Yeah.
partially as social programs and social democracies. It hasn't even, in that sense, it hasn't even been fully implemented. The only time it ever really was, it still becomes an authoritarian one state dictatorship, like with the Soviet Union and Venezuela and all this other shit. So
That's
even
not
then,
what we're asking
true
for.
socialism and true communism is even then is still not even fully implemented. So this whole fucking straw man is just stupid. Yeah, they're authoritarian leftist states. We could say that because that's what the fuck they are. But oh my god, they're not fucking socialist communist dictatorships, because if you look at their governments, no, they don't. They're like, if you look at what the philosophy of communism and socialism is, most of what these governments are don't even apply to it. Like China now is literally just an authoritarian capitalist, state capitalist society. That's what China is. Like they make their money off of trade and business. If you're a socialist or a communist, that's
You're
literally
against
the absolute opposite of what you want. No system has fully answered all the needs of the people. Oh yeah, definitely not. And I don't even think we're ever going to really truly get that answer until we come to an enlightenment era, which whenever that will happen, I don't know when. Maybe like in the next extinction. How about that? Because I feel like that's our enlightenment event. The last 500 people are like, well, climate change fucked up the human race. It's just last us. All right, time for the 500-man orgy like we all planned. Nothing else to do. The world is there's a flood over here. There's lava flowing this way. We have just an absolute firestorm that way. We have a tsunami coming from behind us. You know, let's just have a 500-man orgy. Say fuck it.
It don't matter what egregiously awful acts you commit here, because we're all gonna die anyway. I'm gonna fuck my cousin now.
Honestly, I love that. I love Logan's argument last night. Remember this when it's like I think it was last night. I think you were here with it. He was like, bro. He's like, bro. Like, I mean, how can you just like be on this? You know, just say this is like the only like thing worth living is just on this planet or whatever. Why can't we like work? You know, try to live or whatever. It's like because you don't fucking know what's beyond afterlife and shit. It's like, bro, we literally don't know, so I'm gonna make my life now instead of just not do anything and say I have a life afterwards. Nah. I'd rather be like...
Well, don't take this one for granted.
Literally, like, what I'm meaning. And it's like, he's gonna, like, what, take it for granted so he can, like, do what? Do what? Like, I mean... Huh? Even then, he doesn't even really... It's just, like... I don't... His fucking release systems, dude, is so fucking weird. I don't get it. Like, it's like, how does he have his beliefs like how he does? Like, how does he, like, somehow get fucking marriage equated to sexuality when those two are totally different fucking concepts? Like, holy shit! Like, marriage is between a relationship between a person. Sexuality has nothing to do with that. You can be gay and be in marriage. You can be, like, bi and be married. You can be straight and be married. Like, you could be married to whoever the fuck you want to be married to. It's between you and that person.
Not only that, but, like, marriage, I mean... Only recently was marriage for love ever actually a thing. And then it didn't come until, like, the early Renaissance.
Yeah, even then, it's just like, marriage isn't
even then, that was, like, a revolution that still faced a lot of adversity.
And, yeah, like, and somehow polyamorous is a mistake or some shit. It's just like, no, that's their choice. I could care less if someone has 5 wives or 5 husbands.
It's aspects of their private life.
If they are consenting and if there's like 1 man and 5 women and they're all married to each other and they're all consenting, happy, having a nice little 5-way orgy to themselves, by all means, have fun. I could care less.
They got tested before them, but yeah.
Well, I'm sure they would. I don't care. They can have fun. In fact, if they want to invite other people, whatever, have fun. I don't care.
They better get tested first. I don't want them, spreading AIDS.
Not in the light tonight. Last night you were glowing amidst the lights. Yeah.
He's cool.
I think I want to get off really, really stoned with him and see what Marvels of Creation come out. I don't know why you're so interested, but it's definitely, it's not like terrible. Like, it's definitely fun, but oh my god, when he gets like spiritual, religious, or political, it's hard to talk with him. It really is.
He's just biased, and not only that, he just talks over everybody.
And his opinion overrides all others. And it's also fact.
He needs to be right. all the
Yep,
time.
needs to be. It's just fucking ridiculous. Like,
And
you're
that's
like
not critical. That's not, you know.
and then suddenly, as soon as I
anything
mentioned
another
Mormons with the
person.
polyamorous, he got all fucking triggered like a little snowflake. Like, oh, really? Have you been there? No, but there's been plenty of articles and reports of fucking Mormons having polyamorous relationships. I don't need to be down there to know that's true, fucking idiot. Like, I don't need to, like, go there to know that's true, dipshit. Fuck, do you know what the internet is?
Where it's like if you say the Titanic sank. Were you there? Were you there when it
Were you there to
sank?
see the Titanic sink? Were you there to see
Well,
Pope Francis
I
get
would've
caught as a pedophile?
fucking drowned in that case.
Were you there to see Hiroshima get nuked? Then it never happened.
Were you there to see
Were you there?
the Earth, you know, become created?
What a stupid strawman like art.
cool
That wasn't
down
even a
from a ball of
strawman.
fire?
That wasn't even a strawman, honestly. That was just a deflection. It's like, no, it's like,
that was a deflection.
it's just a straight up deflect. It's like, dude, you're not even gonna, like, you can't even acknowledge the own fuckery in your own religion because you're Mormon and you don't want to admit that there's fucking shit wrong with Mormon. It's literally based off lies. If you know what Joseph Smith is, the guy's a fucking con artist. A failed treasure hunter. All he does was trying to chip money out of people because the guy's a
And
fucking
to
con
fuck
man.
people, too, to cut
Yeah,
men
Joseph Smith
and
is a
fuck their
liar.
wives.
Like, he's literally a con man and a, like, dude, how can you believe a fucking religion? Well, I guess, you know, religions are based off of lies and shit based, you know, from cultist leaders like this guy, Joseph Smith, like, with, L. Ron Hubbard.
you know
He ended
for
up
other
becoming a
people.
cult, you know, a big major cult, too, after, with that, too. I mean, just, like, that's what those, you know, those type of things are. It's like, oh, it's like, wow. And call you out on it. It's like, oh, you get triggered. Sorry that I don't believe in your specific line of bullshit. I like to play with fire, I guess, and like to be challenged. I do too,
But he doesn't.
he doesn't, and it makes it hard for me to enjoy challenging people or challenging myself even when other people can't even enjoy it themselves. Like, you don't enjoy having a little challenge in your own beliefs? Like, that's
Yeah.
fine. Like, I don't mind having, like, a challenging debate with Tyler or some shit.
Oh
like,
yeah, like I do that a lot. With, of course, like that one guy who's like, you know, the only counter argument we get is, "Oh, just read Das Kapital," and then he was just saying how dumb I was. I'm like, dude, fuck you.
Joseph
You're
Smith
not even.
Joseph Smith
you know,
was a
like-
little kid who talked to a rock and then an inbred village started worshiping him. Exactly! Exactly! And those bunch of inbred villagers also believed a bunch of bullshit
Oh,
lies that
fuck.
Joseph Smith said. So thank you just proved my point more.
Well, I mean, if the angel that spoke to him is called Moroni,
Moroni.
probably-
Moroni.
kind of raise some red flags there.
But most leaders in these groups have
It's like
two
he's
realities.
insulting his
The
own.
real world and theirs. No, they only have one. It's just that their reality happens to blend in with actual reality, which is the real world you're mentioning.
Fantasy, you know, has become their reality.
Yeah. Delusions of grandeur are reality now to them.
They lie so much that they actually believe their own lies.
But Moses had a burning bush, which could have either been a plant in the region that had high DMT or marijuana. If that was the case, that was true that he
It's
did.
not even lit yet.
I mean, if the whole thing with Moses talking to a burning bush is even remotely close to even being remotely
Probably just
factual,
got, like really
he
high.
got
on
he either got
indica.
stoned or he got a plant that had DMT traces inside of it because there's over 1,000 plants, and even we as humans have DMT in our systems.
Dude, I should go back to Egypt. You hear me out, man. I should have like a giant staff.
They had
and
to
then,
sell
like,
T-shirts.
Threaten the people with like, you know, powers of some kind of god or shit, man. And then I like get the fucking Jew slaves and take them back to Israel, man. Dude, we can really be a bastion of social justice, man. It'd be so cool. And then get like a bunch of stones and like 10 commandments, you know, just don't be a dick.
Nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna worship the golden calf.
Oh, fuck you, man. You're a douche. I'm gonna go to Stone. I believe Moses because he actually did it like me.
My main issue with it is that it shouldn't take literally like how many years, like 50 years or something like that, to go from Egypt to Israel. Like they do they literally do like they go like today they'll like literally map out their treks or whatever, and it takes like 5 days instead of like years or decades or however
With,
long.
like primitive.
The supposed
the primitive
just literally
technology they have.
yeah, just with walking even, and it only would
Wow.
take like 6 days, but yeah, it took them like 40 years or some shit. It's like, why does it take you so long to get to one fucking corner of a little chunk of land to the other side of the chunk of land? And it's not even the whole fucking world. Like, oh my God. Like, did you guys really get lost, or were you all just partying hardcore in the middle of the desert for a long period?
Did you guys just like lose your way and you ended up in the fucking Gobi Desert and took like a giant loop?
You actually did shit. Well, I'm not denying that he
Oh yeah,
did
you
shit.
did.
I do deny that the dude's literally 900
I
years
just
old.
think
No
that
human
the-
is 900 years old. That's just
I
bullshit.
just think that like it was overly embellished, and there's certain
Oh,
details
very
that
much
have been
so.
lost to time.
Yeah, dude, that book is... Any detail in that book is not the same as when it was first written. Definitely not.
Like,
I can
there's no
guarantee you
way
Genesis
it
is
could
probably
be.
way different than it used to be when it was initially written. All hail Ignore of Oregon. Yes,
Oregon.
indeed. Yes. Embrace your liege as I smoke the leaves. Hold on. The Rock told Joseph Smith to kill Indians and slaves. And also he told to spread bullshit. You know, even when he was a kid, his family weren't even devout religious folks either. He went from like Methodist to like evangelical to like all these different little branches of like Christianity. And he's like, well, I don't know what to be. And I think eventually it was also a Calvinist too. Like, the dude branched from different little sects of Christianity. And eventually, after some time, he just mushed them all together and made fucking Mormonism and made up his own little fairy tale to back up the afterlife beliefs and shit. Like, there is one thing I'll give Mormonism, the afterlife stuff about how you get to be your own celestial god and have your own celestial planet and get to have...
Sounds pretty cool.
And basically have a fuck fest and, like, fuck all day and all night at this planet.
Spirit
Hell yeah.
children.
Dude, I'd be down for that, but obviously it's not real, so too bad, unfortunately, right?
And even if it was, we don't have the substantial evidence to support if it's real.
By the way, he
Like,
was
how
an
can you
infamous
know?
tall tale teller. Oh yeah, dude. And a failed treasure hunter. Like, Joseph Smith, like, I literally get mind boggled how fucking people believe him. Like, I'm legitimately shocked. I literally think they're, like, I can't think of those type of people other
Just
than
been
retarded,
brainwashed
other
from
than just
childhood.
idiots. I just can't think of anyone else, those type of people besides idiots. Like, how do you literally believe what he, like, proposed and tried to tell? The dude was literally a tall tale teller, failed treasure hunter, schizophrenic, if I had to say so myself, because the guy was talking to inanimate fucking rocks, and
Lead us to the tablets.
and like, dude, the guy was just crazy. The guy was just psychologically off, and oh my god, people believe him. Okay.
Or like, saying that there are Israelites that went to fucking North America.
And there was like
Jesus
Romans and
goes over, hey Indians, would you like to hear about God and Abraham?
And apparently, like Romans or some shit, or people who look like Romans were over there. White people were in North America.
Fucking Nephites
The Nephites, yeah.
and the Lamanites.
It's probably the demonically possessed.
It's probably like Satan just like, hey, dude, I can get people to believe in anything. Watch this, Beelzebub. No, you want to see this.
No, you gotta see this Beelzebub. Beelzebub. You two over there. Okay, wait. Who are some other demon names?
Hey, Belphegor, check this out.
Belphegor, yeah. Belphegor. Yeah, come over here,
We
bro.
can all like stir the
Hey, bro.
pot with different lies. Asmodeus,
let's- yeah,
what you
yo.
got? Okay, well,
Asmodeus, yeah,
how
come on,
about we promise them an afterlife of eternal fucking? Ooh, that's good. Yeah.
What's the- hey,
people like that.
hey,
They're
Satan,
mammals.
Satan. What if we made Jesus your brother in that life too, and we made him fight it out, and instead you guys actually were like brothers and fought it out instead of you and like God, because that just sounds even better. It sounds more like a family blood feud instead, there, bro.
Whoa, yeah.
Yeah,
I can see
get some
that.
intense family blood feuds. Blood feud, blood feud. Just start
Whoa,
going
yeah.
chanting. Family blood feuds.
Sounds pretty cinematic. I like that. How about
And then we make the people who don't like join either side just black people.
fuck yeah, I love racism.
Yeah, let's just add a touch of racism to it
They
too.
were
Yeah.
cursed with dark skin.
Oh.
Nigga baby, oh no! Just Fucking.
Oh God.
It's a nigga, baby. No, why didn't you choose side of the wall?
Okay, where's Stefan at? I feel a wrench alone tonight. I don't know. Looks like you have to handle it yourself today.
Oh my God, this bass is actually somewhat in tune.
Oh, because I played it recently.
But I mean, if I learned to animate, I would definitely create some kind of like Mormon satire video. Just pointing out all its flaws and all its ridiculous shit. Well, I didn't choose the side of the wall. I was born a nigga, baby. That's fucked up.
Well said, the Catholic faith is based on creating fear in followers and afterlife if rules aren't followed.
That's true.
I'll say partially.
Oh no, that's definitely it. He got it spot on though, because like think about it. This is the Dark Ages, you know, in a time.
Well, hold on. If you can, like, on your
trying to round
deathbed,
people up.
on people's deathbeds, they usually send in the Catholic priest to confess your final sins or whatever.
Right, and like
And in the
lead
Catholic
final
faith,
rites.
yeah, and in the Catholic faith, they say that as long as you go to or have a priest, you know, and confess your sins and shit, you're basically forgiven. So, whatever the priest tells you after you confess, they're
I
like,
burnt down an entire orphanage.
Yeah.
Ran over kittens and puppies, and then proceeded to slaughter a family of 5 and ejaculate inside of their corpses.
also, so many cults after Mormonism also tried to add the sequels to the Bible. Of course.
Sequels to the Bible. But
A lot of these...
a sequel trilogy never works. Look at the modern Star Wars movies now. That just, like, fuck that.
I think the one thing of the human race is never going to understand, sequels don't work.
Well, Empire Strikes Back did.
Well, that was a rare case where it worked, because the guy was enlightened at the time. He was enlightened in his works.
Kirshner, I think.
It's true. We need to add to it. Yeah. It's the greatest book ever written that we need to add more to the book. We need to add our own shit to make it even better than it already is. Like, I just...
Special edition!
Maybe Bible prequel. Maybe a Bible prequel. Whereas there's nothing. Yeah. I mean, there literally isn't a prequel. Why don't we have a prequel, bro? Like, where's the prequel?
Prequel trilogy with
I wanna
Jar
see-
Jar Binks.
Oh God, no. Actually, yes. I'll actually follow that.
Before the Big Bang in another universe.
Well, at that point, we might as well just create like a whole universe in our own self. At that point, damn, get real deep at that. Brutal. Brutality.
Before the Big Bang. I've always liked the Big Bang.
It's fascinating. I mean, the Big Bang is because we don't really know. We literally don't know what was before. We don't even know like how it really happened. We just know that that's a thing because with the cosmic background radiation map, we're able to pinpoint the universe starting at least at one little area of the universe as at least from what we can see it from the observable universe, and from that it's like, all right, we can tell that there probably was a bang of some sort that caused everything to infinitely expand as it is right now. So we can at least prove that the theory of the Big Bang is at least accurate. But beyond that, I have no idea. Just have to leave it to the big brains to do that. I'm not big enough. It's a simulation. This goes back to my question before you. Which I think cannot be created. I mean, actually can be created, but usually,
it can't really necessarily, I guess, die. It's normally just disperses into different sources.
in a sense, yeah. Nor destroyed, only change form. Yeah, like
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
That's
like
actually why I believe in reincarnation, because of that. You know, the energy.
at least like the
be
idea.
destroyed. It
at least
just
like,
disperses.
or at least like a form of it. Yeah, like for me, I have a theory for that kind of has that delved into it, but it's not the same reincarnation idea as people think. It's more of like what you're talking about, where it's not literally you reincarnates as something else. It's the
Right.
energy that you once was, just like
In
what
pieces,
yeah, just what you was
becoming new
himself just
forms.
redisperses into the earth and shit. Which, in that point, is that like is, I mean, accurate in a sense because when you do die, the earth, or at least you will decompose, and what happens when that happens? Usually, other life is eating you up. Usually, you're basically
You are
food to the
one
worms,
with the
bacteria, and the
force.
flies. So they take your energy and they just do whatever the fuck they do with it, and it just recycles. So I mean, in that set, like in that, like I guess in that form of like that's kind of like the closest I believe to reincarnation, but it doesn't necessarily mean you come back as something really. Like it just means what your energy, what you once was essentially, or what you and yourself is, just gets recycled into what already is here essentially. It doesn't really mean you come back as anything. Like that's so like I still don't. So with that, like I don't necessarily have an idea of like after death and shit. I just only have like thoughts of what may be like the closest to what I think. But even then, it's just like I don't even know because like there's no way that like we were just gonna come back as like another person. It's just definitely that doesn't seem plausible or comprehensible at all.
Well, I mean, what doesn't seem plausible, especially, is like you either go to like a paradise
Or
or a state
eternal
of damnation.
Yeah, that's definitely just bullshit.
That's like there's no nuance in that. It's just
Like-
illogical. I mean, like I think it's more logical that you would come back as another organism for sure. Like that's more logical at least than like say heaven or hell.
Yeah,
Now, like perhaps the consciousness itself could probably disperse and or become or something else. I wouldn't see you as like being a person again. Probably like depending on like what was eating you from the ground. Like maybe you die, and you get buried, and then you become a flower,
Yeah.
or depending on where your ashes go, you become a tree.
but you don't literally like become that tree, essentially. Or at least that's my thought. But there's a dude who created a technology which can control who's talked about using it for virtual reality games. Is he a guy like right now doing this type of shit? Or
I think he's randomly turned on the wolf.
it does that
Yeah.
sometimes. It's the power button's a little loose on the thing. But virtual reality games like I mean, is the dude like a researcher from now, or well, obviously now, because if he's talking about using it for virtual reality games, I mean that's already a thing. So like, let's do his name. Look up Dr. Michael Persinger, God helmet. Oh, I've heard about Persinger like only very very briefly, like one time. I think probably like a year ago. I don't think it was that specifically what they were talking about. I think it was on Clyde Lewis. I think that was why. So, but I briefly remember that name, at least to an extent. But yeah, well, I am actually gonna look up some videos though, because there were a few things I had in mind to look up. Okay. So with that said, rise.
I was sitting on his throne.
Rise from my throne. All we do is just merely replacing seats. So I can, stretch a little bit and shit.
We're just having a lazy day. It's already dark out.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's starting to get dark again.
It's already dark out and it's not even 5. All that goes into controlling.
It really goes to show winter is
What's this?
coming. Winter is practically here.
That's a little so nice. Yeah. Because because that's essentially more of manipulation of that, not actual, not actually like creating or, but I just blocked out my thought at the end. Just like, yep, not going to continue saying what I'm saying. Here we go. So there is apparently an exit poll that I wanted to hear about and look at.
Exit polls from the midterms.
From NBC. Let's read it. Come on. I guess you gotta just give it a sec. There we go. Boom. So here's Kyle
Tell
saying
an interesting story that we should talk a little bit about. So take a look at this. This one's from NBC News, but you had the same result or a very similar result in the AP poll as well, among others, I'm sure, because this is a trend now. But healthcare is viewed as the most important issue.
Trump won, right?
Followed by
Trump.
And that climate change should be viewed as the most important issue.
Trump won, right? Well, what? What? Like, in what? What in the 2016 election? Like, duh. Like, yeah. But what are you talking about? Like in 2018? Like, oops. But I don't know. But yeah, it looks like for voters nationwide, or at least from what it says here, 41% say healthcare is the most important issue, which I could definitely agree to that. And 23% say immigration is. 21% say the economy, which is pretty vague. And 11% say gun policy is. Considering the recent, like every other day there's a shooting, I can see major importance towards that gun policy issues, which I do think is an important issue. But yeah, I definitely, like you were saying earlier, would say climate change is the most important issue along with healthcare. And I would also put gun policy in there, the economy / wealth redistribution, and then education.
Taking big money out of politics. Well, the climate change, taking big money out of
immigration,
politics.
23%, the economy, 21%, and gun policy, 11%. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff to take away from this. So, first of all, state the obvious. Healthcare is just everything, excuse me, in these races.
I thought I was about to cry.
Yeah, but your guess that has hookups.
Obamacare was a step in the right direction. Now, don't get me wrong.
It's still
Mitt Romney's
partisan
plan.
hackery.
Okay, that's the core of it.
Yeah.
It's the Heritage Foundation plan, so it's a right-leaning plan.
Anybody who says
anything was an improvement over the
horrible,
system we
fuck
had
off.
prior
No,
to Obamacare.
we need to make
So
healthcare
it is
paid for by
true
tax
that
dollars.
Tens of millions
That's a
of
human
people
right.
got covered.
It's a
It
fucking
is
human
true
right.
that
We-
the
we have a
premiums
government
got
that can
cut for the
afford to
people
do
who
that
needed the
for the
premiums to
people,
get
and
cut
we
the
should do
most,
it.
so those prices went down.
force people
It is true that we
Yeah.
covered people
fucking
who had pre-existing conditions issues.
Would you rather that we have our military pay for slaughtering innocent civilians in other countries that never fucking attacked us?
I would just rather say, well, sorry that you're empathetic, have no empathy, you piece of shit, but yeah, your feelings override the needs of what people need.
People get injured when they play sports. Like, that's bound to happen when you play sports at some point or another. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing
When
something
before,
and you get
people
fucking
could be
injured.
rejected
That's
for pre-existing
just
conditions.
part of being young.
It's true that it used to be the case
For
that
real.
it was
Happens no
sometimes
matter
even
what.
50-50 in terms of the amount of money that goes towards actual health care and the amount of money that goes towards
Yeah,
overhead
like-
costs that these health insurance companies spend. And Obamacare made it so it had to be by law 80-20. You can only spend 20% on overhead costs. So there were so many vital, important parts to Obamacare. And again, I'm not like, if you give me the choice of either nothing or you vote for Obamacare, really the proper move was to vote for Obamacare.
Damn, the first
But at
comment.
the same time,
The first comment says, wow, climate change didn't make it into the polls. That's fucked up. Wait, no Russian meddling? But the mainstream media told me that it was the most important thing ever! For real.
You know, I also hate that, the mainstream media is kind of promoting this bigotry against Russians, and I work with Russians. They're not bad people. Like, what the fuck, you know?
I assume some are good people.
But then, like, you know, like, the fucked up part is they're also hypocrites, you know, because they promote this SJW agenda. We need to be respectful to the minorities. What about the fucking Russians, okay? You're not respectful.
For real.
And be multicultural, and they accept other cultures. But it's like, they seem to be tolerant to the intolerant cultures, like the Muslims and the Jews. You know, some of, like, the most intolerant religions and cultures around, like, in the world, are those two fucking religions. Especially now, like, I know that there are a couple of Jews, like, you know, a minority of Jews that are against, you know, the modern policies in Israel right now. You know, they don't want Palestine to be taken over through an apartheid. But, like, the majority, like, especially, like, Israel's government, they're fine with it. They're in support of it. Because that's, you know, they consider that their homeland and they want to take it. They feel it's like their birthright.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think there's so many evangelical, far-right, Christian, theocratic
Just
fuck
like,
nuts?
yeah, we love it. Yeah, we love it. But it's like, if you really are confident in your belief of this biblical prophecy, you don't believe that you'd have to intervene because you're just, wouldn't you already know that, you know, your God would intervene?
The only way for it to happen, though, according to their eyes, is that Israel has to take all and capture and eliminate all the Palestinians from their land, which means that they have to do their apartheid and their illegal settlements, which means the U.S. has to continue doing utmost support for Israel, continuing to be their puppet and continue to fund their military and giving them a fucking Iron Dome and all this shit.
And see, like, you know, I guess there was, like, this scripture in the Bible, and, like, Satan fucking called Jesus out. He's just like, oh, yeah, well, if he took that leap of faith, your angels would just be able to pick you up and save you if you just fell off that cliff. That's a fucking good argument.
Yeah.
That's a fucking good argument. And but it's like, no,
weird.
that's
Satan
demonic.
Wow.
That's evil.
It's weird.
How
Satan
dare you critically think?
It's weird
You know?
that Satan has rationality in the Bible in a lot of times. In a lot of cases, he's the more
That's
rational.
still depicted as evil, and so they just use flowery language and, you know, and ethos, like half-baked ethos to kind of...
Matthew 10.
It wasn't Matthew 10?
I don't know. He's telling me to look it up, so fuck it. I'll just look at it. It's a single verse. I'm not going to get...
I want to read it in this, like, posh British accent. Jesus called his 12 disciples to give him... let's see, what was it?
Okay.
Jesus called his 12 disciples to him and gave them authority to drive out impure spirits and to heal every disease and sickness. These are the names of the 12 apostles.
Oh, I think, here it is. 10 is right here.
Okay. No bag for the journey or extra shirt or sandals or a staff, for the worker is worth his keep. Whatever town or village you enter, search for there some worthy person and stay at their house until you leave. As you enter the home, give it your greeting. If the home is deserving, let your peace rest on it. If it is not, let your peace return to you. If anyone will not welcome or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off your feet. Truly, I tell you, it will be more bearable for Sodom and Gomorrah of the day of judgment than for that town. So basically,
if you don't...
If you're a fucking bum and people don't allow, like, you to fucking mooch off of you, they're worse than Hitler, or
worse than Sodom and Gomorrah.
Like, so a fucking bomb goes to your house.
No, it's not even that. It's talking in context of about being a disciple, sending out his 12, and this is his.
Right.
This is him telling them what to do. Essentially, I'm sending you out like sheep among wolves. So basically, yeah, he's basically saying, like, yeah, I'm sending you to these towns to spread bullshit. And if
them while you spread that word.
yeah, try to mooch money off of them a little bit, get donations and stuff.
Money, but
Yeah. And if they don't like you and try to kill you, just leave because, well, they're going to have a worse fate than Sodom and Gomorrah. Yep.
Just go full on Jehovah's Witness on it.
Well, that was totally worth looking at. That was worth my
I
time.
haven't actually seen the Halloween episode for Deep Fat Friday.
Yeah, I haven't? Well,
it looks pretty good.
It's... I won't do it on the stream because it's also a Patreon episode. There's no way I'm gonna just shill it out for everybody. Be like, here's Deep Fat Fried for everyone. We're gonna talk about it on stream now.
Or perhaps like later, you and me could watch it.
Oh God, Satan's waiting.
Satan's waiting. Yeah, that's funny. I like that rhyme.
Satan's waiting. Oh shit. Jesse Lee Peterson might receive response to Kyle. What?
Alright, so it seems to be the case that there are constant developments, at least up
here we go.
until now, between this whole Jesse Lee Peterson.
Jesse Lee Peterson's gonna
Need a
fucking
response
lose this debate.
from
Like,
Jesse
his
Lee Peterson.
arguments
Dude,
are
you-
absurd.
Oh my dude, it's not even a question. It's not, dude. Let's just look up the David Pakman Jesse Lee Peterson debate. Look at this. Watch this. Look how awkward it is.
That's really awkward. Damn. Gym class boner.
The fallen states. The fallen state of Jesse Lee Peterson. I mean, good God, you can't even see it. It's probably a good thing. Wow.
So cheesy.
Is there any way for, like, there we go. The fallen state. Oh my
We
God.
on?
Oh my God.
Amazing. Welcome to the
Amazing.
Florida State YouTube Live. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Apologize for the late start, but we are black, and black people are late. We start on.
There's no one in the room. No one in the room. Oh my God.
It is midterm election season, and I have with.
I'll skip a little
I'd
bit.
never have that idiot back on my show.
Yeah,
You call me a girly man.
yeah.
What changed your mind about having me back after the ban?
That's really my producer.
Oh, you didn't even want me here.
No, I want you here.
Oh, you did?
I totally do. I'm glad you're here.
Oh,
Just because I fight with you doesn't mean I don't love you.
okay.
Yeah, you love me?
I don't really know you.
Do you have to love me?
I have a general love for all people, but I don't know you.
But do you need to know me to love me?
Not as a human, no.
Why not?
No, I'm saying I don't need to know you to love you
to
as
love
part
me.
of the human race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I love you.
Thank you.
Are you surprised?
Not really.
Were you surprised that I
Not
thought you
really.
the radio show?
Not really.
Why not?
Never love
You didn't seem pleased
you
with
know
my
me.
answers.
And you
Oh,
see
you were
me.
not answering.
Hello, Jesse. I'm old
I
Jesse.
would ask you where
That's
you're
what it
going
sounds
and
like.
tell me
It's
your
what it
name.
reminded me.
And so
I'm all
you can't really
Greg.
do, go
I'm
forward
old
and
Jesse.
go that way.
But sometimes you will admit
It's
the
all
question
just
can be
in
sort of,
me,
it's like,
penis
when
in
did
the
you stop
vagina.
beating your wife?
got
Like, not every question is
vagina.
fair.
I'm fucked up.
Maybe.
Well, maybe you beat your wife, I don't know, but and that would be an
You ever
example.
beat your wife?
I'm not married.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, wait until you get married.
Oh my God! Did you not hear what he
Today,
just said?
what I want to talk to you about.
He's like, "Do you beat your?" I was like, "I'm saying don't beat your." I was like, "He's like, you don't beat your wife?" He's like, "No, I don't beat. I don't have a wife, and I wouldn't beat her if I did." He's like, "Well, wait until you get married." It's like,
Oh my God.
basically, Jesse Lee Peterson insinuated that he beats his wife.
That's fucked up.
Wow, aren't you a chauvinistic, misogynistic trash bag?
That's fucked up.
I want to talk about politics. I want to get to know you a little better.
Let's do it. Racism, I'm not really sure, but I have an absence of belief in God. But it's not like, I'm not going around telling people God doesn't exist.
Right.
It's sort of like, if we heard a noise in the back right now, I wouldn't say to you, that was probably an invisible purple hippopotamus. I have no evidence that that's what it is. I would say it's probably a noise caused by something you've seen, something we can prove, something there's evidence for. I wouldn't tell you invisible purple hippopotamuses don't exist or could never exist.
Right.
I just have no reason to think that that's what caused the noise.
Have you always not believed in God? Have you ever believed?
You know, when I was younger,
Oh my God.
so culturally and ethnically, I'm Jewish.
Right.
So I was around a lot of Jewish people growing up. So there were Old
Why
Testaments
does this
around,
even
and I would
matter?
look at them,
This
and
doesn't
you know, I was
fucking
sort of,
matter.
I was kind of a blank slate in the
Whether
sense
they
that my
have
parents never
a
imposed
personal
religious
belief.
beliefs on me,
Yeah.
but they also didn't tell me you shouldn't believe anything. It was sort of open. You know, I could look at the Old Testament, I could listen, talk to people. So there was a period, you know, I'm still open to the possibility of there being a God, and I always sort of have been. But I don't currently believe that there is one.
So I believe I read that you were part Jewish and part Argentinian.
Well, they're two different things. So I was born in Argentina. My family, a lot of Jews from Eastern Europe, before and after.
He keeps asking a question that's about who he is. It's like, what?
Weird.
Yeah.
What about the debate? What about the actual meat and
Or
potatoes?
liberal or progressive.
If I became conservative, would I no longer be beta?
You become African.
Well, something to think about.
Yeah.
Something to think
How
about.
did you become a liberal
Are you fucking kidding
Were
me?
you always that
I
way?
think if you're more conservative, you're more likely to be beta, dude.
Dude, listen to this.
Republican, you know, and strong in
Well,
nature.
Especially.
So I'm concerned if you're a liberal or progressive.
If I became conservative, would I no longer be beta?
You become African.
Well, something to think about.
Perfect shutdown to that answer. Wow.
Something to think about.
Something to think about. Dude, what an alpha way to just wreck that. Wow. I think we know the alpha in this room.
How did you
Look
become
how tiny
a
just
liberal
Peterson
slash
is,
progressive?
though.
And look how big his head is, dude. Look how big his head is compared to. Oh my
And then
God.
David Backman, he looks pretty tall.
Oh my
He's
God.
got like a runner's body, I think, you know.
Like, he's far more smaller, scrawny legs, like twig legs. To be fair, he has twig legs, but he's taller, so he actually can. Yeah, he makes up for it.
And I kind of
He has a normal head. He has just an absurd head with no neck. Like, where the fuck is his neck? Where is his neck, dude? Where is Jesse Lee Peterson's neck? Like, where though? Where is it? Like, what the fuck? Like, what? It's confusing. I don't know what to think about that.
Along the way.
No, interestingly, you know, I'm glad you asked that. Actually, in high school, I took a lot of sort of standard, what we would call like classical economics.
Yeah.
And classical economics is pretty conservative in a lot of ways. You know, it assumes rational actors participating in the economy. It assumes a lot of stuff that's sort of right now more conservative in terms of economics. So I had a lot of those ideas, and I thought that they made sense. And then I learned more about behavioral economics and the work of people like Daniel Kahneman and others who say, you know, economics as we usually teach it is not right. And so that made me question the beliefs that I had sort of assembled over time. And then I was questioning all of my beliefs. So I definitely have had it sort of a shift to the left. I was never a right winger. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But I've definitely moved to the left the more I've become educated about issues.
This is why it's not good to allow children to go to public schools.
Tell me more.
What?
Because they're brainwashing them and
Well, I didn't go to public school.
they're turning them away from their values.
I didn't go to public
Well,
school.
private school too, if you don't watch out for it.
Okay, I did go to public school.
Yeah. Do your parents know that this education system had this impact on you? Turned you into a liberal?
Do they know that it
What the fuck? Oh my god. Did you know the school, did your parents know the school has an impact on you, turned you to a liberal? It's fucking retarded, dude.
So you're saying education turns you? Oh my God.
No, you know what education turns you to? It turns you into a blithering idiot that's ignorant of issues in order to assimilate you to the consumer culture. It has barely anything to do with politics. In fact, the more apathetic, in politics you are, the better off you're going to do in school.
Says too bad, get over it. Wah. Too bad he can get over it. But oh my God, I'm not gonna. I definitely want to listen to his response though to this. I didn't pull up the debate.
Kyle Koski, check it out.
All livers are weak.
There's one fellow by the name of Kyle Kolinski, and I heard you guys were supposed to debate at Politicon, and I heard it didn't get to you or something like that.
Who is that?
Kyle Kolinski is Secular Talk. You actually mentioned him on air a few days ago.
Oh, the guy that said that he had wanted to debate me, and he had put the word out there, but it never got to me or something. At one point, it sounded like he thought I had rejected it, but I didn't know anything about it. That guy?
Yeah.
So you are a beta.
Oh my
I'm
god.
actually not even a fan of Kyle.
You
I
are a
disagree with him.
beta.
Says like
No, I'm actually
You're a
I actually
beta.
don't even like Kyle, but I just
Why don't you like him?
debate.
tiny little man.
Well, because I find him to be a godless heathen.
But you
Well, I
should
still-
dislike
What?
though. You could disagree, but don't dislike him.
Well, the reason is this.
Hold on, Richard. To be fair to you, hold on. Back in a moment. So, Richard,
3 years.
Yes, sir.
my producer told me that Kyle Kalinske, that's who you're referring to, right?
Yes, you're correct.
Apparently, he did another video acknowledging that maybe I didn't know because I did not know he had wanted to debate me. I would have loved to do it. And it never got down to my handlers either. They had no idea. So it seemed as though Kyle talked to Politicon about debating me, but they never passed it down to us.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that he mentioned that. I was just curious,
just trying
seeing
to
as he
deflect it.
issued a
Yeah,
new
he's just
offer
lying about it.
on your terms of debate.
It's not what happened.
Try to delay
Any
it 'cause
format
he knows
you
he's
want.
gonna be discredited.
What happened is that Kyle, yes, put it to Politicon, put his name out there, and they talked to one of his associates, and he declined. So
He'd be happy to come on your show.
not him, his
You think
associate
you'll be
did.
having him on the show?
I
But
don't know. It's possible. You know, I haven't given that much thought. And it's nice of him to want to do it. I appreciate that. And maybe we will. You know, I don't know.
All right, that's
You just see the
good.
fear.
You would like for me to debate him?
Yeah, I think it would be an interesting conversation
Well, Richard,
or debate.
were you at Politicon this past year?
No, I didn't make it. I watched it though.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate the suggestion. We're always looking for suggestions from people who would like to, you know, see
suggesting.
on my show. So I'll definitely look
Suggesting.
into that.
Suggested.
Yeah, and by the way, like I see in the chat, a lot of people are trying to say I'm a liberal and I'm a beta. I actually agree more with you than I do with Kyle.
Yeah, no, you're not a liberal. You're a nice
It's pretty
guy.
hilarious.
I think because I'm messing with you, they probably see it. But no, you're a nice guy. I can tell.
Alright, then. Alright, that was about it though.
Richard, I appreciate you. Call me again.
Alright then. Have a good
And so I'm gonna look into that. We may get Kyle on. You know, I wasn't one of my interns.
Yeah,
up
I
here,
guess.
the way this whole thing came about, and apparently in their planning, Dylon, he knew about Kyle, and so in their planning of the shows, they tried to get Kyle to come on. I had no idea at the time who he was. And it didn't work out. So one thing has led to another. So we'll try to get him on. Maybe we'll do it.
Alright then. Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, Richard. All right.
All right, well, curious. That's going to be hilarious. That's amazing. That's amazing. Dude, it's so funny to just listen to him. It's like, that amazing. It's like, oh, God.
Got a strange.
Dude, he's literally the biggest Uncle Tom of Uncle Toms. He's like the uncleest of Uncle Toms.
Disabled or something?
I'm pretty sure he is, and I don't want to use that like as a derogatory
Yeah.
for him, but oh my God, I'm pretty sure he's disabled in some way.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he has like some sort of like health condition that's really bad. Yeah. But
There was just like this
nothingness, yeah.
gray, dark gray nothing.
The gray void of nothing.
It was like, you know, those shitty early 2000s, you know,
Jordan,
like dark, gritty superhero films where they would like attempt to make it look
For
really
real.
fucking serious, but it just turns out to be trash.
Jordan Peterson gets paid to say capitalism is working because his only job is talking. And all he talks about is how capitalism is working. Because he gets paid to talk about how it's working.
That's ironic. It actually goes to show it's not working properly without the, you know,
Yeah.
without the right restrictions.
Yeah, if the free market was working, bro, then why ain't it just fixing itself, bro? Come on, bro. It just is gonna fix itself, bro. Give it time, man.
Well,
Give
like,
it some
you know the
time.
game Bioshock?
Yeah.
That game actually debunks anarcho-capitalism. If you look at it at both a philosophical and political, you know, lens, it does.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
immensely. Like, you
I
know,
see
and
it,
actually,
yeah.
like, you know, Andrew Ryan, you know, being like the gender bender of Ayn Rand, and also being basically a walking anagram.
Mm-hmm.
He, like, you know, he says,
but the great chain will resolve itself.
Mm-hmm.
The markets will, come in time to be perfectly competitive and stimulatory, or, for the stimulant for the economy. And the great chain, that's what he called it, the great chain, which is basically saying, free market's gonna fix itself, man, don't worry. And then,
it's the most hilarious.
You get, people selling some genetic modifications with, Adam and, Eve, fucking needles. It's like heroin, but it gives you superpowers, really.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then, after all those sales, people have this ridiculous amounts of power, and then they're trying to, and then some private companies create, security to, protect their businesses, but it doesn't really last for, very long.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you can hack the turrets, and you can hack all of the, all the fucking machines, so they charge less. And so, that's when the Rapture Civil War happened. And then, that fucking underwater city, because Ayn Rand. And it just fell into chaos. Which, I mean, even as, fantastical as, as BioShock is, it's a highly exaggerated, depiction of what would really happen in some kind of anarcho-capitalist society. It just wouldn't sustain itself for too long.
Yeah.
So now, that city, by the time you're in that, it's just little more but fucking ruins.
For real, yeah.
So it's basically, BioShock it's not, some people say it's kind of like a, I guess it pays homage to Ayn Rand, but no, it actually, it takes the middle finger and shoves it up her ass.
It takes that nice fat juicy finger. It goes.
Fuck you!
And then he uses the fist as a knot, and oh yeah, now we're stuck in there, bitch.
Free market, profit, peace for everyone. Ah, logic.
Oh shit! The logic got me.
Nuance. Do you have Irish in your family background? That I don't fully know, actually. I do know that I have Welsh. I have Welsh.
So you most likely have at least a little bit, maybe.
I could very well be Irish, partly, but, most of my maternal side is unknown. That is until I take a DNA test.
Right, yeah. I just found something interesting. A lionfish invasion.
But it's highly possible that I could be part Irish. I would not be surprised if that was the case.
Right. That's intense. Invaders! Let's talk about some different invaders.
I could be, from stuff all over Europe, and that's usually the case anyway.
Oh, I definitely am. Look at that little guy. Here, you know what? I'll move it over here so we can check out this little thing about lionfish or something, dude.
United Kingdom.
Let's check it out.
Our fucking mixed bread.
Lionfish are beautiful, deadly bullies.
Bullies?
They've been eating their way to Florida's reefs.
Oh, in Florida, huh?
Fishing competitions, sponsored by conservation groups, are trying to slow them down.
Oh, damn. Just prawned his ass.
Emily Pepperman has competed in 10 derbies this year.
Because they're overpopulating?
I guess so. I don't know the true issue, but it seems like out in Florida's reefs, there's been a spike in lionfish invading into those regions and ecosystems. So they're starting to have things where they're starting to implement where they have to hunt them some more. Every once in a while, you get this Irishman comes out. You're channeling. Lionfish aim for the testicles when they sting.
Oh.
Ow!
Oh, God.
Thank you for that.
You know what their weakness is? A woman, because she doesn't have testes.
300 or 400 or so.
She's hot.
Teams win up to $1,000 for bagging the biggest, the smallest, and the most lionfish. Lionfish don't swim in schools and tend to hide among coral. So the most effective way to kill them is by spearfishing, which is pretty labor intensive.
And then when you do see one, how does it work with this spear? well, I try not to get too excited, and so just try to breathe and calm myself, and just pull back the pole spear, aim as good as you can, and try to hit it.
What's your goal for this derby?
I mean, who doesn't want to win?
Emily is a seasoned veteran.
Right on.
But newcomers also showed up.
Oh, there's a kid doing it.
Cool.
Shit.
Wardlaw got the $120 per team entry fee for his 12th.
You know, I mean, this is something I don't really mind because, I mean, if they're not native to these particular regions and they're all
populating.
Well, it's mainly because they're causing a major problem with the fishing industry too, as well. So it's part. Yep, Melty's here. Yeah, but just said it basically. Yeah, I mean, I feel like this needs to be far more regulated than just, hey, let's have a competition and just do a derby and cats and make prizes and shit. Like that's a little fucked up. But I mean, you know, they're
hunting tags, sure.
Yeah, like I mean, the way they're doing it should be more state operated. Like state workers are going out and doing this. I mean, I see this as more of a solution than this, which again, I don't necessarily disagree, but the way they're going about it, I'm just like, well, that's a little fucked up. Like, I mean, and also you could just do catch and release as well. I feel like that can also be. They are dangerous. I mean,
the population.
It doesn't, but you could just move them back to where they were, way farther, like way far the fuck away from where they were at. You know, another.
Well, there must be a reason why they migrated over there.
In a way, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they're definitely. It definitely has to do with climate. Climate change is definitely a factor.
Zones in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, climate change. Well, this is Atlantic, Florida, but this is definitely a factor due to climate change, for sure. But you know, on top of that, I mean, I'm sure there's some other factors as well. But I don't know.
What made you want to do the derby?
Well, because there's lionfish and they're destroying the reef, so I wanted to kill them and hopefully save some populations of smaller fish.
Lionfish first showed up in this part of the world in 1980.
Looks like that guy's just doing his normal fishing.
Really isolated sighting. One here, a few years later, one over there.
Ladd Akins is an expert on lionfish and other invasive species. He studied how the fish
So they are
from the
invasive.
Indo-Pacific to the shelves of 1980s pet shops.
People keep them in the aquariums, but in the aquariums they eat a lot, they grow very quickly, sometimes they eat all the other expensive fish, and people have dumped their fish into the ocean. And then in about 2000, 2001, we started to see increases in lionfish populations moving up the east coast of the U.S.
Interesting.
By 2005, they made it as far as Rhode Island.
Whoa! Wow! Look how expansive that! Wow! Look how expansive that got. Literally, look how rapidly that changed. Let's just go back for a second. Here's 2004. It's only on the East Coast so far.
By 2005.
2005, it just explodes over here. 2007, we start seeing sightings on the West.
They made it as far as Rhode Island.
Yeah, by 2009, it starts going heavy populations increases here, over here. You start seeing sightings all over inside the Gulf.
Island.
And by 2012, holy fuck. Yeah, dude. Wow.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we kind of have a problem.
Lionfish Holocaust. Send the fucking gas chambers, you fucking lionfish kikes.
Oh god, Tyler went edgelord, but okay. For me to come back with a sense of rationality to come back in the stream, there is a little bit of an issue here. Yeah, okay, we can at least agree to this.
Got fucking invasive species that's trying to
God put them there to get rid of Florida. Oh yes. God sent the lionfish to cleanse the sins of Florida and get rid of it.
An average size.
I would actually believe if this was true, but God, I know it's not, because it's just people literally. He said it, like a lot of the reason why is because people have them as pets, and then they get too big, eats their other expensive fish that they're keeping, and they're like, well, fuck this lionfish, I'll just dump it out and see. It lives out there anyway, whatever. And eventually, enough people did that, and they started building its own population, and that happened. I'm sure there's obviously way more of a factor as well, including migration patterns changing due to climate change, amongst other things. But yeah, like, I mean, again, like this should definitely be more state operated. Like, I mean, going back Florida has it the worst. I mean, when we saw it in 2018, you know, I'm sure, I don't know what these other countries over here like Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Cuba are doing, but I know, like, I mean, for our states though, like, I mean, we can definitely put, you know, some basic state policy to work on at least regulating the population of the lionfish in these regions to keep
that,
the
little smidgen over there in the
this?
middle of the Atlantic.
That's Bermuda Triangle. That's
fuck, okay, no, fuck that.
That's Bermuda. That's I think an English territory or something like that. Exotic fish, beautiful.
I don't want to go missing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, this whole region this whole region right here is the Bermuda Triangle.
Slave boy for the, you know.
Yeah, but this whole
aliens.
this whole region here is the Bermuda Triangle, and there's all sorts of crazy shit with that and stuff.
Finger probing.
By 2005, they made it as far as Rhode Island.
I mean, Rhode Island isn't even on this map, so it made it as far as up there, and it's not even on the map.
Some people call it the perfect invader, and they
But
almost are.
yeah, like, I mean, Florida could definitely do like some, you know, implementations of state regulation to maybe deal with the habitation and protection of the reefs in all this region here for sure. Louisiana, maybe. I think this is Georgia. This is Alabama, I believe. I mean, you know, Alabama could definitely do a little bit to help out with Florida because Florida kind of eats up its coast. I mean, you know, like, you know, these states can do, you know, regulations that these people are doing themselves essentially, but it needs to be more regulated, like I said, because people could, you know, hunt them too. So it's in my Philly waters too. Yep. It's up there too.
An average sized lionfish, maybe just a little bigger than this, might produce, say, 30,000 eggs every 1 to 4 days.
So they're fertile
They
as
grow
hell.
very quickly,
Yeah.
so they can
Every
reach
1 to 4
sexual maturity
days.
in less than a year. They eat a tremendous amount, and our native marine life don't see them as a threat. They're protected by venomous spines, so nothing really wants to eat them.
And you mentioned before that there is something that makes them vulnerable, the lionfish. What is that?
Too much Fukushima
Tastes
radiation.
so
Yeah.
good.
Basically.
Welcome to John Pettikamp Coral Reef Park and the Lionfish Derby.
Oh, looks like they cook it too.
I would support this kind of genocide then.
Well, you know, hey, at least they're repurposing it. It looks like they're cooking it too.
Yeah.
So hey, I'm down to try some lionfish. Fuck yeah, why
I wanna
not?
fucking kill some lionfish.
Dude, I honestly am down to try some. Look at that. That looks good. Those lionfish tacos look pretty dank, dude. Those look pretty bomb.
1,100 fish this derby.
So, you know, it looks like they are at least, you know, like, you know, the state can easily like just give this to markets, you know, like that, or just sell it themselves, you know, and just state operated little markets like this and just do the exact same thing. Like, I mean, you could do the same thing, just, you know, better managed instead of just people, you know, doing, you know, just free for all.
The goal is to get more lionfish into grocery stores and onto menus in the hopes that creating demand for the fish will help deplete their numbers. Most of this day's catch went to Whole Foods.
All right, that's pretty cool. So they sell it to markets as well, like Whole Foods.
Yeah,
It looks good. Damn. Hey, that guy did the old-fashioned way. He just go hardcore.
They do know it's not possible to eliminate them, even with daily derbies.
Well, you could just
Recreational
reduce the
divers can
population.
only reach depths of 130 feet.
That's really the
Submarines
goal.
have spotted lionfish at 1,000.
You guys caught more than 1,000 today, I know, but then a single fish is over 3 days producing 50,000 eggs. So how can you tell that it's working?
There's studies that have shown that before and after the Derby, you see a marked decrease in lionfish populations on that site, but then we hope that they continue to go out and catch them. So it's not this one single day event. It's not that it was 1,000 fish, it's then the other 1,000 that one team goes out and catches throughout the year because they've kind of been stimulated and
Yeah, but interesting shit though. Yeah, so I don't know. It's pretty curious. What is this nonsense? What's this?
Don't think about a lionfish sandwich. Well, fuck. Now I'm thinking about a lionfish sandwich.
I hear they taste like flounder. Oh, I bet,
I've never
dude.
had flounder.
What is this whole thing? Hands up, we've detected. Oh, fuck you, YouTube. You can go fuck yourself. How about that?
Hands up, we've detected what?
copyrighted audio and video. I'm responding to shit. Fuck you, YouTube. We were like, a lionfish invasion. What the fuck does this mean? Let's find out. We found out. We responded to it, and we did it's the fair use shit. Fuck you. How about that? The beach would suck if lionfish took over the ocean. Oh yeah, dude.
Oh god.
So they're, there's, what they're doing though is actually not necessarily bad. So I don't disagree with it,
Well, it's like wallabies. Kangaroos are actually densely populated in fucking Australia, so they're hunting tags. Never really known what kangaroo meat would taste like.
Yeah.
The wallabies too, they have.
You're in
hunting
trouble,
tags.
lol. Well, nothing seems to have happened besides that this fucking thing has just popped up. Because it says temporarily. So maybe if I just let it chill for a bit, maybe it will go away. I don't know.
I'm fucking hungry as hell.
Yeah, I am too.
Got that tuna pita bread sandwich.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's in the fridge if you want to grab it real quick.
Eggs.
I don't have eggs. I have to make those, but I have the tuna though.
Oh,
I can make eggs. I can make eggs later.
Should we warm it up?
Yeah, we should definitely do that. But yeah. Wow. I never got that before, so that was like, what the fuck? But at least the whole thing kind of is basically at the end of... Oh, there it goes. It went away. Yeah, fuck you, YouTube. Yeah, don't give me that bullshit. They waved their finger at you. Yeah, they waved their finger at me. It's like, hold on now. You put your stream too long on a Vice article. You put your you were streaming a Vice News video way too long than you should have. It's like, it's interesting shit. Come on.
We're not making money off of it, so fuck off.
I mean, eventually I'll make money doing the content I'm doing, but for fuck's sake, I'm gonna be doing this shit. I'm doing that.
While he's not making any money, he's gonna take advantage of how much of other people's content we can show.
Well, it's called fair use anyway, so it's not. We're.
I mean, I guess we're kind of stretching it because we played the majority of the video.
Yeah, well, because we were looking at, we had it like this.
Played it in its
Yeah,
entirety.
I mean, well, we were stopped.
Did you skip some sections too?
Yeah, I skipped a few sections.
Yeah.
I went back on that map
very
at least. I went back on that map 3 times.
We didn't use the entirety of the video.
we did a lot of informative restructuring of what they're talking about, this is interesting shit. So, what? It's just I don't think it means I'm literally blocked because it went away. And it's like a heads up. If you do this too long, you think you will. I think it gave me a warning first.
Like they're gonna censor you.
I think it was a hold up, bro. But it's still fuck you. It's still a fuck you. It's still just bullshit. So thank you, YouTube, for showing how retarded you are. And you're a broken platform.
And if there's ever another platform that actually has competition against YouTube, people are gonna flock over to that one. Because I mean, MySpace used to be in your fucking position, YouTube. And then Facebook came along. And even Facebook fucking sucks. But that's besides the point.
Oh, yeah.
Because after a string of shitty policies that, MySpace started implementing, MySpace is, because of this, MySpace is fucking dead now. Nobody fucking uses MySpace. It's basically the administrator just going, is anybody there? I want to kill myself.
What the fuck? What's this?
Ugh, jeez. What the fuck is that thing? Oh, it's the president.
Trump and his dislike of stupid questions.
Well, let's see how dumb the questions are. Wow.
Okay, so can we all agree that whenever Trump is doing this, hear what's in the background?
It's up to him.
Fucking helicopter.
There's always a plane, a jet engine, a helicopter roaring up.
What was the question?
Hold on. Let me. I'll go back to it. But it's he always has something in the background, so you can barely really hear him that much, and he's just he can he won't be like, I'm gonna say blah, 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 and then walks off and just hops on, leaves. He barely gives you any time to actually do any answering. It's just
bitch.
What a stupid question.
What was the
Robert Mueller. Rain is Robert Mueller.
Hold on.
It's up to him.
Rain is Robert Mueller.
What a stupid
Robert
question.
Mueller.
Robert Mueller.
What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
She basically was like, "Are you gonna rein in Robert Mueller?" And like, that is something you keep considering. So that's not a stupid question, you dipshit.
Yeah, like.
Wow, what a triggered snowflake to be scared of questions. Oh, I'm scared of hard, critical questions that journalists are supposed to do towards, heads of government.
I'm scared of people that have to do their job.
What a fucking clown.
He doesn't even do his job half the
What
time.
an absurd embarrassment a leader is of our country he is.
Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. But the economy's doing great because of it. That's not because of him. That's because a bunch of fucking private companies are saving a ton of money, and the only reason why there are so many jobs is mainly because the job market is depending on unskilled labor. That's the majority of the fucking jobs out there right now that nobody else wants to have. And also, like when people say, you know what doesn't actually come into account of the unemployment rate? Fucking, kids who live at home and are not even employed at all. But that doesn't count as unemployment because they're not actually getting unemployment benefits. They're just living off of their parents in their basement. That's actually not recorded. Like, they might as well, according to those surveys, not even exist. So, one, the unemployment rate, technically could be higher due to that. And I think it's mainly people just don't want to have unskilled, minimum wage jobs that have no career prospects. But that's, how many, those are the kinds of jobs. They're not real jobs that actually promise people a future. It's just, a job that just, makes you make barely just enough to survive. And the jobs that also suck. Because, I'm not a retail guy. I fucking hate it. I hate dealing with the general public fucking insulting you, as they pass by. And then having to, kiss the ass of your, superiors who have no fucking respect for you at all. I hated retail.
Are the bees of Republican? What? What's going on with the bees? African bees, killer bees are still scary as fuck. Shit, bee stings on the head. Ouch! Damn.
Oh.
That sounds awful. Oh.
Not only that, but
Fox News was talking about how African bees are more aggressive.
The economy will probably go to another recession again because, whenever the stock market's really, really high, and they're there are tons of people spending on stocks, probably on stupid shit, on stuff that's not even marketable to begin with, and they invest in all that, and then suddenly it just breaks down, and then it's just this big bubble, and then it fucking pops, and then a recession happens. Which is going to affect the common people, the common man, more than it will affect the rich. The rich just find a way to get out of it scot-free. And
like they always do.
And there's going to be a recession after Trump's out of office.
I don't even think it's going to happen after it. It's going to happen probably when he's in office.
Yeah. And then people are going to go, oh, he's a terrible president. It's like, dude, we've already told you this. It's been before the fucking election.
What's up, Negus? What's up? If you have a session next year, Trump will blame it on Obama or Hillary. Oh, yeah. Just got a new phone? Hell yeah, dude. Nice. Well, no need to derail, but I found this little thing from Telesur English on Bolsonaro's enemy list. Have you heard about Bolsonaro?
Bolsonaro. Wait, who is Bolsonaro?
Basically the fascist that got elected in Brazil.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude. It's bad. It's terrifying. So here's his enemy list of people he's probably legitimately going to try to kill. Over 700 names. Members of the list previously signed the declaration for democracy. communist enemies. Bolsonaro himself declared to cleanse the country of his enemies. So they're targeting leftist organizations as terrorist groups, and there's literally going to be a cleansing going on in fucking Brazil. There's going to be a genocide in Brazil. That's what the fuck is going to happen.
Brazilian Hitler, everybody.
The guy, like, straight up is, like, worse than fucking Rodrigo Duterte.
Latino.
Because Rodrigo Duterte is just no different than any other scumfuck dictator in the sense that he's an addict to drugs, and he's just insecure and fucking cracks down on druggies. This guy is actually just an outright ideologue and straight out a fascist, dude. Like, a theocratic, authoritative, is willing to cleanse. He's a Roman Catholic, hardline.
Oh God!
Yeah, he
That's
literally
even worse.
he famously said he would rather kill his son than his son be gay. He would rather have people who in Brazil who are LGBT literally executed than fucking just living as normal fucking people as they are. So, and Glenn Greenwald, he lives in Brazil, and his husband is a politician, and he's one of the names on the list. So Glenn Greenwald's life is even at fucking risk. And I don't even think Glenn Greenwald could leave the country either because, of his husband being a politician. And both of them are at risk. Very much so. And it's really, fucking terrifying to know what's going on in fucking Brazil.
I guess I'd have a question. Say if, our government wasn't as fucked up right now, but this was still happening, would you, even in, if we had all the policies we wanted to be implemented, hypothetically, would you go to war against Brazil?
No. I want to go to war with Brazil.
That makes sense. Just don't intervene until it affects us.
I will probably help with humanitarian aid and shit and maybe sanction the fuck out of them.
That would be good.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna do anything.
So basically, you're not gonna do anything until they strike.
Yeah, the Bolsonaro. Yeah, the Bolsonaro ain't got shit on Stony Lonesome.
Stony Lonesome.
Popped up some pills today. Hey, well, damn. Tell me he wasn't a fascist.
That's a good decision.
Stephen Crowder? Wait, Stephen Crowder said Bolsonaro isn't fascist? What? If you literally just look at the basic background of what the fuck Bolsonaro is advocating for, it's literally just outright fascism, dude. Holy fuck. I would severely sanction Brazil.
You're a fucking idiot. All around.
But Sargon said it's good so long as it triggers the libs and the SJW.
Doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter, triggering fucking SJW. Anything fucking triggers an SJW.
Your very existence does, so that's not even, that's a moot point.
So just dedicating your life and sacrificing all, other policies and for the greater good of mankind just to offend someone who's already easily offended is fucking retarded.
Someone should go to Brazil and take this guy out. Someone from Brazil should do a coup along with these other... honestly, a violent revolution is going to be needed in Brazil. That's just necessary at this point. There's no way a peaceful revolution is going to happen with this motherfucker ruling Brazil. The Brazilian... he's advocating fucking literal genocide against half of... pretty much all of his political opponents and theological opponents and ideological opponents. He's just going after anyone who doesn't conform to him and is willing to kill them. They need, to have... there's no way they're going to be able to peacefully do it with just protests. They're just going to get gunned down, and they're going to get massacred in the streets if that happens. They need to legit take up arms themselves in defense for themselves and to defense of their own fucking country and whatever democracy they still have left right now. For them, it's imperative that they protect themselves with weapons.
I guess we're not going to have another World Cup held in Brazil, are we?
No, no.
That's fucked up.
No more talk. Yeah, and I hope that these leftist organizations and leftist groups in Brazil consider what the fuck is happening, and I think they already know, and I'm sure they are well aware that they're likely to be killed. So it wouldn't surprise me if we're going to see countless reports and countless articles from a civil war going on in Brazil, basically. I wouldn't maybe say it's a civil war, but it's basically, it might as well be. I mean, it's two, like, one ideological faction cracking down on everything that isn't it, basically.
Yeah.
Consuming and killing whatever doesn't conform to it. So it, like, and it's pretty much everything else defending it. So, like, that's the only way I see, like, Brazil retaining whatever left it has. There's no way that, I don't see any international works going on to like help, like, stop this at all. We're like, and doing it, foreign intervention is not going to help at all. That's going to make the situation way worse.
Make it worse.
So it's up to.
And I really hope to fucking God that the U.S. doesn't do anything.
If anything, they're probably going to cooperate with Bolsonaro. Like, if anything, that's what the U.S. government will do. They're happy that Bolsonaro was elected because he wants because he's opening. He wants to literally privatize the entire government, and he's going to have all the companies do contracts with foreign governments. And China's looked into it, the United States a little bit. He's looking into all sorts of different major powers to do militaristic research, technology contracts and deals. Like, and it's all militaristic too. Like, the guy is just like, because this guy Bolsonaro came from a time where Brazil was still a militaristic dictatorship. Like, Brazil was only a democracy for like 30 years. So,
and that's gone.
Yeah, and it's basically gone again. So only the young people really know what it kind of is, and it's still really hard to fledged out, and it's still like really rickety. So it was really fucked up what happened in Brazil, honestly. Like, the whole situation leading up to this was terrifying. Bolsonaro is a U.S. Zionist puppet is known. Oh, he definitely is very pro-Israel too, by the way. He's,
that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so
he's fucking Catholic.
Yes, I think he's also trying to expand deals with Israel as well. Like, it's just another, like, Brazil's looking to become another, like, it's trying to put his foot in the door with imperialism like the U.S. and even China is to extent. While I do talk fondly of a lot of the deals they're doing with renewable energies, infrastructure works around the world, they're also doing military expansion in the South China Sea, looking at Taiwan, looking at all, around the Pacific for conquest, and also looking at the U.S. a little bit too. So there's a little bit of like, all right, well, they don't come with their problems either. But like, it's just like it's just Brazil stepping into that stone along with the rest of them too. So it's like Russia and the U.S. are the big dogs right now, but you're seeing all these other countries that have enough development to where they could potentially become first world modern nations like China, Brazil, and all these other places.
The only thing is, though, they're using their power, recklessly.
Yeah, but the thing is, with all these countries, they're fucking corrupt. There's fucking money involved in all of them, and they're all probably cooperating with each other in some way, shape, or form. And you definitely can see that, especially with Bolsonaro coming in now, because especially with how close and open he is towards Israel, the U.S., and all these other powers as well. Like, it's obvious that what the fuck he's doing. He's trying to make it Brazil like the United States in South America. He's trying to make it the big superpower that everyone's going to fear from Latin America. He wants that. And he wants it to bring it back, and he wants to do it under a Roman Catholic fascist rule.
This has happened so many times. I mean, I forget the various countries in Central and Latin America, but I know, like, many different fascists, like Batista, is one that definitely comes into mind. I forgot most of their names.
I could tell you the countries: Honduras, Guatemala, Panama, Cuba. I'm pretty sure Colombia at one point, Venezuela 3 times, I
Fidel
think.
Castro, for sure.
Yeah, I think Venezuela at least twice. I think maybe 3 times, but at least twice.
I mean, there have been many countless
what else?
atrocities.
But as Brazil, I think
America.
At one point, we also.
Still to this day,
I mean, there's a lot of different. Pinochet, yep.
Oh yeah, Pinochet.
Yeah.
That's right.
White Europeans and the West are responsible for most of the world's problems.
And like the majority of those, regimes were all the majority were fucking U.S. backed. That's a fact.
Oh yeah, like, I mean, if you look at even like the whole fucking like CIA, even in its origins with the OSS,
actually,
it was literally formed to specifically intervene in foreign.
In fact, I've actually I did a bit of browsing. I've known some people who've done some browsing in the deep web. They've shown me documents of actual things that the CIA made, like comics
on teaching certain people how to like cause unrest in their cities by like destroying buildings, gas towers, destroying like machines in public, or like blowing up cars, like shit like that, to cause as much civil unrest as possible, because that's CIA's job, to cause hell on earth.
Go ahead, keep talking.
But I swear, I hope one day, you know, the fucking CIA and everybody working for there, including their families and their children, should all just be eliminated from the face of the fucking earth. Fuck the CIA and fuck anybody involved with them.
Damn.
Just like, you know, if only we could just repurpose Auschwitz just for people like them. Nothing on the basis of race or religion or political opinion, but more just, you know, are you a cunt? Are you a war criminal? Well, it essentially means you are a cunt.
Oh, and never would have voted for, but
did you commit war crimes? Then you belong in Auschwitz.
At least not.
Yeah. So it's more on Bolsonaro. I actually just remembered about Glenn Greenwald's appearance with Kyle, because they talked about it, and I'm gonna try to remember if I'm just skip to a random point because it's gonna talk on it. Play.
The fuck?
The Brazilian real would get stronger. And in the wake of his victory, even like the CBC, the state-owned and run media outlet in Canada, was running headlines, multiple ones, saying things like, well, Bolsonaro is a homophobic, racist, misogynist, and many believe he's a fascist, but what opportunities does this open up for Canadian investors or Canadian mining and logging interests? So one of Paulo Guedes is sort of like the wet dream of international capital and the plutocratic class. He wants to privatize everything. And Brazil has an immense amount of natural resources and state-owned industries that have funded the minimal social programs that they have. And they're going to have a privatization party, where they're going to strip everything out of the public treasury and sell it off to China, to U.S. oligarchs, to Germans, to anybody who essentially wants to buy it. Germans too. Part of it. And you're absolutely right. One of the main natural resources of Brazil, on which climate stability depends globally, is the Amazon.
So another thing Bolsonaro wants to do, which is going to make climate change worse, is he wants to privatize the Amazon.
Oh, God.
Guess what the fuck that does?
Dude, that's going to be worse for the neighboring countries.
Guess what the fuck that does?
Deforestation,
do I need to explain it? Do I need to explain about how,
you're going to get, like, those uncontacted tribes? They're gonna fucking kill random people. They're probably gonna go out.
Okay, hold on. No, it's not even. Dude, a bunch of random tribes, going up against these fucking.
They already have a huge distrust.
Do you think they're gonna be able to sustain? Yeah, they're gonna get gunned down like a bunch of monkeys, basically, because that's what they're going to be viewed as by these fucking corporatist, mercenary, elitist fucks. That's what they're going to be seen as. They're like, hey, look, there's a bunch of monkeys over there. Let's go gun down. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, look at them run. Like, that's what they're going to think. And that's how they're going to act, and that's how they're going to see him as, because that's all they see him as is fucking animals, because all they're going to look at is the fucking green that they're all looking around, because guess what that green is going to transfer into? The green money, baby, because that was all they give a fuck about.
Think about the other,
they don't care about how important the fucking Amazon is and how much that environment means and how much it actually is important to nature. Like, the fucking, the sands of the Sahara, the dust storms and shit from the Sahara, that shit travels all across the fucking Atlantic, all the way down into Latin America, and all those sands land in the Amazon and all over around Latin America, which helps with the fertilization, because all those sands and shit are like old little shells and stuff from millions of years ago that they were just collected over time for existing. And on top of that, the Amazon's like been thriving with fucking a plethora of who knows what the fuck's in there in the ecosystem. On top of that, like, it is like one of the biggest important parts. Not only that, on top of the oceans, on top of the fucking Siberian and Ural Mountains, on top of the fucking Cascade regions out in North America and Canada. Like, there's so many different fucking regions of this whole world that means so much, and to destroy literally a whole core of what the fuck of the fucking Earth, needs to evolve and continue the stability of its own climate, to just remove that and destroy it. That's why fucking fascism and capitalism is a fucking problem and a fucking unstable and a detriment and a problem in this fucking world, because it's going to destroy this Earth and it's going to fucking kill us all before we can even fucking do anything about it. Ooh.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I need to just rip that out.
I'm hoping that
goodbye oxygen. Damn straight, dude. Fuck.
I'm hoping that the other countries will actually do something about it. There might be a war in South America, just like a huge fucking war going on. between like I don't know if Peru or Chile might do something about it. Who knows? Argentina, if they might do something.
Create the problem and blame the victims. Genius. Exactly. Like, while all of these people are, continuing to destabilization, guess who they're going to blame on? They're going to blame it on your fucking neighbor. They're going to blame it on the fucking minority trying to escape the fucking persecution that they're going through. They're going to blame it on the fucking guy who smoked fucking crack or smoked fucking weed down the street. They're going to blame it on... They're going to blame it on the other community, on your side of town. They're going to blame it on your fucking working class fellow member of your community right next to you. That's what they're going to blame while they just scrounge out and take your fucking money right behind your back and exploit you.
There are refugees now that are moving from Brazil, and they're actually trying to migrate to the United States.
Well, yeah, the whole caravan thing, like with Honduras and shit.
Like, but that's only going to exacerbate the problem.
It is. Like it is a whole big
the way that Trump's
exacerbation.
approaching it, we need to keep them away from the borders.
And there are fucking people who straight up want our military to fucking gun those people down, too. It's like, that's not how you solve the problem.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
Like, fuck. Like, I mean, this whole age of 2018, it's like we all fucking lost our senses. It's like, oh yeah, let's go back to the old ways, 1930s and the 1800s. Let's go fucking go paralyze some more. That works.
Let's kill some million Indians and... Yeah, fucking like hire niggers less than minimum wage. And have them rely on tips all the time.
Yeah, like, I mean, I know earlier we were talking, like, right before we started streaming about the whole voting thing and, like, about vote against, but, like, fuck, like, the whole system is, like, the whole fucking problem with this, because, like, how are we going to, like, be able to vote against when eventually this is the solution it brings in? Because, like, in Brazil, like, Lula, like...
less choices.
Lula was supposedly a populist. It did fucking corruption because of the system it was implemented in, and that was corrupt, and then he came to corrupt. And then because people saw a broken system, and then their choices was a fascist who will outright change the entire system, or a status quo motherfucker who's going to make it a little... slightly maybe better or worse, depending on how terrible and corrupt the guy is.
But he's still very corrupt and will still serve the military.
One guy will at least still change the entire system. It's like we don't have a true, like, leftist perspective on how to change an entire system. We only go back to where we initially go, because, like, hey, let's look back in history. That works. Hey, the Roman Empire, that totally worked. Hey, Hitler, that totally worked. Mussolini, that totally worked. Let's go back to these state, fascistic, authoritarian regimes. That totally works. Like, fuck. Man, it's like, how do people, like, lose their senses in this type of shit, man? It's like, how does this, like, type of mentality, like, fucking, like, override, like, a rationality of, like, a thought, like, it just fucking mind boggles me that, like, this is, like, the type of situation we're getting ourselves into when, we can't afford, as a fucking global society of fucking people, we can't afford that.
Yeah, and I really hate that. You need to vote against, but no, you're just fucking, you're just still contributing to the status quo. The problem with that is that you have less and less choices on who you can vote for. It's either,
if you
establishment, corporate bitch boy, or establishment corporate bitch boy. It's no different.
Yeah, and these same people are going to say, if you don't vote, then quit bitching. It's like, well, fuck you, because, yeah, I am going to continue to bitch because the system is the fucking problem. It's the reason why I don't go out and vote. I personally do myself, but, I was even contemplating if I wanted to or not because I already knew the outcome of what's going to happen in Oregon. All 5 of our representatives still there, our senators still there, our fucking, like, pretty much everybody who was already in office still there, our governor still there. Yeah, like, a lot of our measures, nothing really changed with them. Like, there's a bunch of crazy shit trying to revert a bunch of shit, but that never happened. It was basically a bunch of measures to reverse a bunch of stuff in Oregon, but none of them passed. One of them was just like a milquetoast affordable housing bill that was still a privatization bill. It's like, hey, let's make the private companies work it out instead of having the fucking state, who actually should be working to fucking give affordable housing to people, because that's the state's fucking job. That's the government's fucking job, is to fucking care for its citizens. But no, they rather, just like, oh, let's just give contracts to the companies. They're definitely going to make sure that we give affordable housing to people. Most definitely will. Yeah, like, yeah, it's like, fuck off with these milquetoast shit.
The rent is just going to rise again, and then it'll be just, same as it ever was.
Yeah, it's like this whole system is the major, like, it's global. It's like a whole, like, global problem. And, I mean, like, my phone might literally just die in the middle of all, I don't know, 4%, oh, we're still good. Never mind. But, like, it's like, I mean, well, you go ahead.
It's like, You
I'm gonna smoke really
if you
quick.
don't vote to quit bitching, but it's like, well, the reason why they don't vote is because
I was just
they don't
saying
see
that,
a value in it because nothing's gonna change either way. So it's a fucking stupid fucking
Yeah, I
argument.
was literally just saying that because I mean, we could like, I mean, yeah, like I
Logan
I
was really
didn't
full of shit when he was saying that.
Yeah.
He was just trying to be aggressive.
Logan's one of those. Okay, you know, everyone knows Logan, right? He's one of those motherfuckers who says, "If you didn't vote, then quit your bitching." It's like, well, fuck you, because you know,
What's the point of voting?
your vote
Like,
doesn't matter. Yeah, like my vote. What is one individual little fucking vote gonna do to a whole system? Tell me, if you could give me an argument, one like one critical for just a specific one, just my individual little mini little vote out of this whole fucking corrupt system. Give me one good reason, and then maybe, but there isn't.
Tax, bribery,
The super PACs, the corporate corruption,
Yeah.
the oligarchy, the fucking exploitation that our representatives do.
Not
The
only
fact they
that,
don't
but,
even
like,
listen to us.
The fraud of like taking dead people's identities and turning them into false votes. That's fucking true. That is real.
Yeah, the voter
Hillary
suppression.
did that.
The voter suppression that even Brian Kemp did in Georgia, and that Hillary was doing in 2016 in Arizona, and fucking Senate race and Ted Cruz and Beto O'Rourke. You don't think the system is stacked against you? Like bullshit. Yeah, it is. And you know, it's like, so people, when they don't vote, it's more likely that they see that the system's stacked against them and it's not in their favor. That's why they don't fucking vote, because it doesn't work for them.
Yeah.
Is that Joe Rogan? Yes. Yep. Mike Johnson has the icon of Joe Rogan there. But anyway, I'm gonna
This is
smoke really quick.
The number one issue, in my opinion, because we can't do anything until this issue is solved. Take big money out of fucking politics. You know, in prison, or people who commit bribery in politics, which means we might have to monitor the politicians. And I know that would probably contradict civil liberties, but I mean, I think it's better.
They're public workers under the taxpayers' dime, so they don't have.
So they should probably be spied on.
Yeah, they don't have an excuse.
Like the NSA should spy on them, not us, not the private citizens, but the.
Well, the
public
NSA shouldn't
workers.
even be a thing, to be honest.
No,
but
it shouldn't. But if there ever was, though, they should be spying on the politicians.
Definitely.
Make sure they don't bribe. And this is my opinion, and I know it's extreme, but this would be like the ultimate coercive tool to prevent them from ever bribing. Because is a bribe worth your life? You want to be put to death? Because that's what I believe should happen. If you're in a high political office or in law enforcement, or in military, and you accept a bribe in order to, circulate or to bring forth somebody else's agenda for personal benefit, you should be put to death. That's my opinion. You should be put to fucking death because you are pretty much causing the detriment of millions of lives in the process. And, seeing as you didn't care for that, you should have your life taken. That's my opinion, though. I mean, some of you can disagree. That's fine, but I think you should be put to death if you're in that kind of office and you accept that.
corporations are machines, and the people that operate them act like it. So it's like, you're gonna fucking act like a machine, we can treat you like one.
Yeah. So we
can dismantle you like a machine.
Down. We're just gonna shut you down and dispose of you if you're just gonna act like a machine and continue to contribute to it. We won't even regard you as a human anymore. And I know some of you probably think that's sick of me, that I'm like, that's really brutal and evil and disgusting.
Well, I'm not even necessarily against capital punishment either, so that's why I haven't said nothing.
Those should be they should be highly minuscule. They should be highly, they should seldom ever be done.
Salary, where she is going to have a very hard time affording an apartment in the DC place.
And I think, forensic science is only getting better. Because it's skyrocketing as far as advancement goes. And we might be able to find out without a doubt, if somebody is guilty of the murder. And even if, there's a lot of evidence stacking up against someone who's innocent, there might be that one time, that one day, where they can be proven innocent despite that evidence because they found somebody else because of the technology that they have.
That's the major problem with it. It's with at least capital punishment, it's towards citizenry, which is just fucked. Capital, capital punishment should be treated like motherfuckers in the French Revolution. That's how capital punishment should be.
It should be treated for treason.
yeah, like legitimate acts of like war crimes, fucking humanitarian crimes,
and pedophiles though too. I would agree that pedophiles should be put to death.
Like it,
Just
for me at least
that
that's a
threatens
for
family
me.
structure, and if you destroy family, then all of society collapses. So, but yes, I definitely agree. Treason, no, because that's basically political bribery. That's treason. Our whole system is based on treason. We got like 2 dislikes because someone's just like
2 dislikes. Those are likes. I don't know. We can see what the
they probably
stats
hate me.
Oh, I can look at what the stats are.
This dude's fucked up. He likes capital punishment.
I'll see what the stats are.
And maybe it's because I'm a fucking edgelord or something.
I'll just see what the stats are.
At least, like, I don't know, like 60% of them like us, though, so that's good.
It's whatever.
It's funny, though. Got 2 dislikes.
I don't even know if we do. No, we don't.
Oh, I don't?
Stop spreading fake news.
Well, it's because I'm seeing that.
Well, those are likes, bitch. Those are people who enjoy
seeing the screen.
That's
where I got that.
See, we got a third one. See, people enjoy us, you fuck. Logan.
Oh, I see. That's a thumbs up. Oh, okay. Yeah. I read that wrong.
Yeah. Logan, oh, God, man. Dude, like, oh my. Man, like, him and I got in the fucking thing. Oh, man, dude. Like, I get sick of some people bullshit, dude. Seriously, like, with him, oh my God, like, he's trying, his consistency with, like, how, like, bisexuality is just, like, this phase. It's just so fucking ludicrous. And to, like, tie in, like, how, like, you can't be bisexual and be married because then you have to be unfaithful to your partner because of your sexual desires. Fucking bullshit. Have you heard of exploring your partner's sexual desires with them? Have you heard of open relationships? Have you heard of like fucking not tapping into those desires to
you know, he said like, "Oh, you're just bound to be unfaithful no matter what."
Yeah, it's like fuck, dude. It's like that's just a big fuck you to me.
Guys, too.
Like, not only is that a big fuck you to me, that's just a big fuck you to anyone who's just open to like who gives a fuck. And like, it's just like, nah, like, dude, bisexuality is that sexuality. Marriage is literally just a social construct of, of a binding between 2 people's relationship. That's totally different things, you dumbass. Like, fuck. Like, do you not realize the polar differences between those two? Do you not see the difference? Sexuality it doesn't equate to marriage or fucking being in a relationship with somebody. It has a lot to do with a relationship because you can have a sexual relationship and you can also have a platonic relationship. Like, you can have any fucking relationship you want. Like, that's the great part about being a fucking human. You can do whatever you kind of damn please as long as it doesn't, doesn't break any fucking laws or the social construct of reality. Fuck. Like, ugh. Logan's a scumfuck. He says that we're unfaithful. You let him, Walton.
But I mean, that's bullshit, though. You know, like the fact that he would just say, "Oh, if you're bisexual, you're bound to just not, be you're bound to not be in a committed relationship." It's bullshit.
It's got a little beep.
Like, you can't be monogamous if you're bi. It's like, how the fuck do you know that? You're not bi? I'm not bi, and I can't say it either. And I'm sure there's somebody out there who's bisexual that is married.
Yeah.
That would probably...
Oh, by the way, you want to know something? I can name one person who's actually a politician who's bisexual and married to a wife. Kate Brown, she's bisexual and married to a fucking wife. She's still fucking bisexual.
How long have they been married?
I don't know how long, but here, I'll look that up.
Might as well look it up.
Not that it fucking matters, honestly.
It shouldn't really matter, though. That's just his ridiculous opinions on, his half-baked opinions. Because,
they're all just appeal to his fucking emotion.
You know what he does all day? Like, he just does school assignments, essays, and he even admitted that he wasn't very good at writing, so what the fuck is he doing?
Yeah,
and then he just smokes weed. Like, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't, he's not actually going out to the real fucking world and
21
doing
years.
anything.
She's been married to her spouse.
28 years.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking good for a bisexual. I've met a lot of, heterosexual couples
that
have
last
broken
shorter.
Up, yeah. That have, lasted only 10 years. And then it's gone. It's that's actually a long time, especially for, the average U.S., because half of all fucking married couples divorce in the U.S.
Interesting fact I didn't know. She was born in Torreón de Honduras, community of Madrid in Spain. So she was born in Madrid.
Spanish.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Where her father was serving in the U.S. Air Force.
That makes
grew up
sense.
in Minnesota. Okay, that's cool. Never knew that.
So this kind of just debunks his argument then.
Yeah, outrightly.
She's bisexual, and look, she had a marriage that lasted 10 years.
21.
Or,
going.
28.
1997, 21
she
years going.
10 years. 21 years. That's good.
Stop kowtowing to Logan, you cucks.
Fucking kowtowing to Logan.
It's more like he tries to kowtow to us. Like, do you think I contact him all the time? Like, whenever he, I try, sometimes I'm just I don't even want to, communicate with him.
Yeah,
the fucker is a social leech.
He is.
It's a fucking social leech, and it gets so damn annoying. He has issues.
I mean,
he may be afraid to
assholes
explore or
just
accept.
outright, push him.
Oh yeah,
away.
dude. Honestly, I think he's
taking
honestly,
advantage of
if you want to know my opinion, I think he is by himself. He doesn't want to fucking admit it. That's why he has such a big insecurity about it. Out of all the things,
insecurities,
out
I
of
said
all,
something and then he said he was deeply offended by it, but I didn't even mean it.
you didn't even, dude. You literally didn't. Oh, I know what you said. You were saying because you're being more responsible because you have a job, and Logan got offended because he's he somehow he insinuated because he's a little bit more responsible himself for having a job that because Logan doesn't have a job he's irresponsible, which by the way you are a little bit. Not him. Logan specifically is.
I mean, has
just because you don't have a job
he still pays rent.
Yeah, a job is not mutually exclusive to being responsible. Those are two different things. You can be responsible and not have a job.
He just insinuated.
It's bro, what the? It's fuck you, dude. That's so offensive to me. And I'm
fuck you for even insinuating and even trying to start an argument over that because that's not what I meant. I didn't even mean to personally attack anybody, and you took it as a personal attack. You need to resolve those insecurities, man. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to offend you.
It's because he really
attacking me with that.
It's because he doesn't want to admit he actually. It's because he doesn't want to admit he actually is irresponsible.
If you have insecurities, solve them, and taking it out on other people is not going to help.
And it's just dude, the guy he literally is just oozing it. You can I'm sure you guys can fucking tell he has insecurities just by him being on my fucking streams and shit. You can just easily tell. It's the guy has insecurities. And it's just there ain't no way he's going to admit it. Ain't no way he's going to even acknowledge it, and he's ain't going to budge on anything. It's just he won't it's fucking ridiculous. And honestly kind of sad too. It's just the motherfucker is chill to smoke with, chill to play pool with and shit. But the dude is just has the most absurdist views I've ever have seen in my life. It's just dude, the dude doesn't believe tattoo. He doesn't believe you should get tattoos because we already have spiritual tattoos. What the fuck does that even mean? What the fuck does that even mean? That's not even you can't prove that. That's not even based on anything remotely on reality.
With your body, I don't give a shit.
God.
What? I mean, okay, there's this big, powerful God, and the one thing he cares about is that you don't have premarital sex, and then you don't have tattoos. He's got so many fucking other things to worry about. He's got Satan. He's got fucking, protecting your solar system from gamma radiation, and fucking aliens over here in a big, giant uprising.
And the big asshole ascending from the dimension.
And just keeping the gravity, in check. Why the fuck would he worry about something as insignificant as you? You are a tiny... We are all a fucking atom in comparison to an entire... Our observable universe is probably just a single fucking drop compared to an ocean.
I kind of like him, but he stalks us. That's basically how I feel. I kind of like him, but the dude is just fucking toxic sometimes. Someday you need to out him in front of the camera and let us talk to him. He will crack or her phone will die. The thing is, he will not let you talk over him though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
And also, like, if I out him, he's just gonna get triggered and offended like a little bitch anyway.
Yeah.
I agree with Janine. He's toxic to his local friends. You have to drop him on his ass. Fuck 10 Commandments. Fuck Semitism and the Abrahamic religions. I agree.
Fuck the Abrahamic
10
religions,
Commandments
right?
are legit
Like,
though. Not
fuck
really
that
though.
shit.
Here, let me just look them up and just debunk a few of them. Because only 2 of them are like legitimate laws or whatever the fuck.
Like thou shalt not murder and
here we go.
Thou shalt not steal.
Hold on, let me just find out the full thing. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's only 8 of them. Where's all of them? I just want to see all of them. It's fuck you, Wikipedia. I don't want your complex bullshit. I just want to see the damn thing.
You could just take it.
No, I'll just take the image. It's just getting ridiculous. There we go. Okay.
Thou shalt not have no gods before.
Oh, okay. It's just like.
Oh, it's a GIF. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't want a GIF. I just want to read them as it is. Here it is. Here we go. All right. I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not have no other gods before me. Well, you're just an egotistical fuck. You don't like if you're so great, then you wouldn't care. If
Honor
other
me,
people...
because I'm the only God that exists. Like, that's basically what they're saying.
Yeah,
monotheism. Okay, we get it. Monotheism.
Like, yeah, if you care so much, if you really like are the one, then you wouldn't care too much that other people are worshiping other things. You can just
Sieg Heil, dein Führer.
Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image.
Basically, like, don't worship idols.
Same thing as before. So 2 are the second is basically partially the same thing as the first.
Yeah, pretty much.
So you're just saying what you said. Nice. So there's
recycling
technically 9. Great. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord God in vain. Fuck you.
Jesus fucking Christ! What are you doing?
Oops, I just did. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
I guess I'm going to hell, guys.
Oops, I forgot the Sabbath.
Oh, it's only Pabst Blue Ribbon in hell.
Oops.
I'm not going to like it there.
Oops, I forgot what the Sabbath day was. Honor thy father and thy mother.
What was it? Was it a Sunday? What do we do on Sunday? What are we supposed to do on Sunday morning? I forgot. Listen to some, like, kitty diddler, try to, like, just project his sexual insecurities on everybody else while pretending to be buttoned up and repressed.
Okay. Honor thy father and thy mother. Well, what if my mom is an abusive fucking bitch? Or what if my dad is a drunken asshole who beats me every night?
How can you do that?
Yep. Thou shalt not kill. There's our actual first law that's implemented in basically every fucking society.
The whole fucking Old Testament has a lot of killing done by the Jews with fucking, like, Joshua and Jericho. He didn't kill all those men, women, and children and fucking dogs and everything that fucking moved in Jericho. No. He didn't kill them. He just simply banished their soul from their body and had red juice come out of their body as a result.
Ignore, did you get Spy Soul from the tuna fish sandwich?
He didn't kill them.
Did I get Spy Soul? Nope, but I can feel it going in from our large intestine, so it's going to be coming soon.
So I know that also there's a counter argument that Christians have. They mean thou shalt not murder. Okay, well, nobody from Jericho fucking attacked them. They just kind of went in unprovoked and did a siege on the fucking city. So if that's not murder, I don't know what the fuck murder is. Like, John Wayne Gacy would probably look at that and go, that's fucked up.
Thou shalt not commit adultery. Well, what if my girlfriend is already a cheating skank, so fuck her, so I'm gonna
So I might as well just, we're even, bitch. Get the fuck out of my house.
Yeah. That's just your own morality argument there. Thou shalt not steal. Well, that's technically another law.
Oh, cool, Zippo. This is mine now.
So there's only 2 laws that are actually legit right now. Thou shalt not bear false witness, so don't lie. Well, guess what? Humans lie, so get over it. Thou shalt not covet.
I want that booty. I want that booty.
So basically,
I want that booty.
Guess what?
I covered the booty.
Thou shalt not covet. Like the
Everybody
very
kind of does. in
everyone
some-
does.
You
dude.
could even like wholesome things. You could covet being, having a career that helps your family. You could covet, feeding your family. You could covet having a wife, and like having a good, sustainable relationship.
That's how I went into Iraq, or how we went into Iraq. Ugh. People who believe in God are too scared to lie. Hold up. People who believe in God, or I think you meant, or are too scared,
Which
to
is
lie.
ironic because they believe in a lie. The very thing that gave them the Ten Commandments is the thing that's bearing false witness. Boom. Wrecked. Because there's no fucking evidence to suggest that the Abrahamic God exists. Like, even I'm still kind of on the middle ground. I'm still trying to be as neutral as possible. I'm not necessarily the guy who says whether or not there's a God.
Neutrality bias.
Shut the fuck up. I don't need any CNN strawmans on me, right?
Neutrality
Strawman.
bias.
I'm open to the idea that there's a God out there, but like for all these religions that claim that that God and say he's our God and he represents our beliefs, even though we're just an insignificant little speck of dust in the cosmos compared to everything else that's fucking going on out there, probably. But no, he chooses us.
Who's this generic comic book store customer motherfucker next to Ignar?
I don't even read comics, is the funny part.
Yeah, actually, I'm more likely to read him than him.
Yeah.
So at least they're honest.
I'm more of a fucking guitar store.
So at least they're honest. That wait, what? That doesn't.
At least they're honest.
I'm being really. Are you purposely confusing us here, sir? Are you purposely being confusing? But
yeah, that's my
rant on that. Our whole rants on that. So here's Fox News being
Red Cortez. She's a commie.
Yeah, here we go.
Commie.
I think that quote was preceded by a year and a half ago. I was tending bar in Brooklyn, which is true, by the way.
But that's plain old age. But the fact of the matter is, Washington, D.C. and the greater metropolitan area is the most expensive county in the world to live in America now. So I think what she's talking about is all of the money in Washington. All of the wealth in Washington, all of the power, and a little simple person like her from New York can't find a place to live. It is a brilliant political lie.
On the other hand,
God, how smug and pretentious this cunt of a worthless bitch
Not only
she
that,
is.
but that was a dumb argument. It's like that's the main reason why is because the wealth is being misused and poorly distributed.
She deserves to literally have every single penny from her stripped from her name.
her resume that Shelby just mentioned about being from the Bronx, it turns out when you read deeper, she had a lot more formative years in Westchester.
Nah, just out of spite, let's just have the government hold it. Just in a separate account.
In New York. It's still a little richier than the Bronx. I'm from New York. I don't want to throw stones at any boroughs.
Oh my god, look at her fucking face. I just want to fucking smash it with a fucking hammer. I want to smash it with a meat grinder. Okay, can we all agree that we need to smash her damn face with a meat grinder? Look how pretentious and smug that cunt is. Fuck her.
Well, they're all
she needs to get smashed with a fucking meat grinder.
Yeah, that's my...
Run her over with one of those cement concrete things that have those fat wheels like and they roll slowly. Her face needs to be just under one of those.
But her resume doesn't always match up. And some of those shoots during the campaign, she had these multi-$1,000
With how fucking bulbous that fucking hair is on her head, I don't think it did enough.
outfits that
mushroom.
It needs, yeah, they need to go over her a few more times.
could pay a month's rent in Washington, D.C. You're right.
She is a fungus.
I
God.
live in Washington. It's very expensive.
She's a walking fungus, dude. You guys can barely see her from the corner. She's right there. She has this fungus head. She's fungus head now. This judge, whatever her bitch ass is fungus head. Let's all proceed to mock fungus head because that's what she is. Fuck you, fungus head. You are a cunt. You deserve to get fungused by a bulldozer, you bitch.
Judge, whatever Janine, I think, I don't know.
Is race cooking? You think's white?
Old Stone Cold Justice with
What?
Judge Janine and why we should do some really fucked up shit. And I'm gonna try and rationalize for you and brainwash you throughout the entire show.
Hold on, what? Christians are honest because they're scared of God. So they're scared of a non-existent thing. That's how they're honest.
Not all Christians are honest.
Well, just that very basis. I mean, they're already not being honest. Can't say the same about it. Yeah, you can. They're not scared of a God because there ain't one. They just continue to explore the knowledge or at least try to discover more about this universe and the understanding within it and our place in it. That's generally what a lot of atheists are trying to understand. So they don't need this wrath and fear of some non-existent thing. So that doesn't like what argument are you making? What argument are you trying to make? Like, I'm confused. Like, are you religious? No. So if you're not religious, then you're at least agnostics or at least an agnostic atheist. So you're like you would be contradicting yourself then. So you're making no sense here.
I don't even know your thesis, the argument that you're trying to suggest. I mean,
that religion good, atheism bad, but you're not religious. So what does that mean? Like,
when they used Catholicism to essentially manipulate the masses into a noble lie kind of structure to give them massive amounts of lavish wealth in the medieval times, is that honest? Or how about this? I mean, they still do it to this day. Or what about the various things they hide in the Vatican? All the secrets that, us in our lifetime may never know. Or what about the massive cover-ups of the pedophilia? Is that honest? How are Christians
from the
honest?
Catholic Church? Yeah. And also not only on that, but there's also various different churches in America
when they still
and around the
continue
world that
to
do
be
it too.
a member of that church, and yet all the priests and all the cardinals just decide, well, okay, this priest is molesting kids, so let's shuffle him around and let him get off scot-free.
It's Petersonism.
That's not honest.
Petersonism.
Christians are not honest.
Yeah, that basically sounds like the rundown of Petersonism.
And they're not honest to themselves.
Yeah. Oh,
they
fuck.
shut out all rationality, just to comfort themselves.
Yeah, and we're at 1%. So, fortunately, the phone's either going to die or I'm going to have to end it. So, I'll be on probably later tonight after we charge. I got to get more weed. So, that definitely is on my list of things to do. So,
the most important thing, the fate of the universe depends on him getting more marijuana.
Exactly. Exactly, dude. So I'm gonna have to do that. I'm also gonna eat more of that tuna fish. I can feel the spice hole forming within my large intestine. It's like, how the large intestine kind of like the small intestine loops in, large intestine, goes all around and gets into the colon area, and I feel it on the top surface. It's like it's starting to get down in there. It's about ready to get boom and spice hole. So I'm about ready to feel it.
It was a very in-depth, very vivid imagery there, my friend.
Bye, Stony Listen. Aren't the weed stores closed? Not until 10 o'clock.
Yep. I bet for you guys, this must be like paradise.
It's a belief system that has good behavior in which bad for certain species. Oh boy, I wish I could get more into that, but unfortunately my phone will not allow me, so I'm just gonna have to wrap it up though.
Spiceful. It's better than a pause hole.
Yeah, but again, I'll most likely be on a little later anyway, so yeah, stay tuned and maybe we could continue that interesting discussion you have there, because what with those comments I totally disagreed, but I can't. My phone will literally die here. So anyway, I'll be on later. Peace out. Stay close, my pretties, and skip it a bop the bop bop. Fuck you.